Hello, 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 everyone. We are live. It's your girl, Monty, Kelly, and Joy, and we are here to talk everything in the Beverly Hills. The B Hills was on and popping last night. So, what I'll do is I'll play our intro, and then we will get into everything that was, I guess it was a Christmas little dinner, but it was just not that jolly. Let's do it. At least she got some friends that'll rescue her. Would y'all rescue me?
What you mean?
If they was coming to get me, would y'all come tell me and let me
I don't mess with the Fed.
know?
Let's be clear.
Y'all let
Literally caught.
And look. What
It sounds weird, I know, but I didn't get the feeling that I was talking to like a trash whore, low down type person.
Yeah. Really.
She
She was
didn't
just
come
a
off
young
that way.
girl.
Is it playing?
That's a Karen.
Kenya was not a video vixen.
Okay.
Kenya was a scholar.
All right. So, mid chew, I was eating. How is everyone?
Good.
How are you?
Good.
Is it Callie?
Burning up dinner.
I know, right? I got dinner now too. I'm like, we came on right at dinner. But anyway, we can't wait. We can't wait. So I got a lot of notes from Beverly Hills. Did you all enjoy it last night?
Not really.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, I
You,
mean, it took
what?
me. I'm still watching it. I keep stopping and.
Yeah.
Oh, so you haven't watched the whole thing yet, Callie?
I have 3 times. I just
Oh,
get
you're
off.
gonna be an expert today,
I don't
cause
know, because I keep getting off focus and going walking away. So I'm getting through it, trying to. I haven't.
you trying to get through. Are you not gonna be named EJ today?
No.
You might change it.
Yeah, I might.
Okay, so let's get into it. So the what? Oh, well, before we do that, do y'all want to do the Greg leaks so we won't forget?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
could do
We
that.
want to do our condolences to the Leaks family. Greg passed away yesterday, and he was one of the most positive, loving husbands of all housewife shows. And
Yeah.
we just really, I mean, like, he's going to be in our hearts forever. You cannot, I mean, I was watching clip after clip after clip, and every time he spoke, he just didn't speak to just be speaking. He had something to put into your soul and your spirit.
Yeah.
So we just want to just pray for Nene, her family, their kids.
Yeah.
Do y'all want to say anything?
I always thought that Greg was the voice of reason.
Mhm.
There was like only one time I thought he was kind of acting out of character, and that was when he kind of got into it with Peter. And there was a part of me that thought a lot of that was, acting more than
Right.
anything, but he was a voice of reason. He could put Nene in her place in a very nice way,
Yes.
because even when they were divorcing, he handled it after the whole radio station thing.
Oh,
He handled it well.
yes.
He
He did not.
handled it.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was
And
one of those husbands that when he was teaching a lesson, because he always kind of taught the lazy lessons, even in some of the clips I watched, you didn't feel like he was being condescending or
right.
degrading. You really wanted to hear what he had to say because you knew that he wasn't going to try to hurt you. You know, it was going to always be something to uplift you, even if you know he was correcting you. And so sometimes corrective criticism is, you can't have to take it, and he was just good at giving it to you. So, Callie, are you there? You want to say anything?
Even his words at the radio station, he handled
Yeah.
it. I mean, at best, he was just, even how he handled it. He got personal, but it was like normal personal. It was
Right.
I want my money back. I invested all of this money. He
It
didn't
wasn't
say
like gutter.
not this. No,
Yeah.
no. He never got gutter, and I think that's why they would be able to repair that relationship and remarry. I
I
think
adored
that's
him since the first
important.
season. I mean, he just was such a big old bear, sweet, and he was so different than Nene that they made the perfect couple. You know,
Mhm.
Yes.
the yin to her yang. They were always so sweet. And then after they got divorced, and he was trying to get her back, you know, he still showed us old school that chivalry is not dead, at least
Yeah.
not with Greg Leaks. So
Yes.
that was really, really, really good to see.
And something else that I loved about Greg was, their roles had switched.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
So Greg
absolutely.
Absolutely.
had been a provider. Nene hadn't worked a job since they got married.
Yeah.
And he went from being a provider. And I think that's probably, it's just my opinion, maybe had a lot to do with their breakdown. But when they got back together, one of the things that I loved about Greg, she was often teased about having a butler or maid or whatever, references they tried to make with him. That was a man that could, as my daddy would say, put his tail between his legs
Mm-hmm.
and do what she needed to do to keep her happy.
Right.
And it ain't a lot of men. It's just not a lot of men out there that would be willing to do that. And it's okay that he did because he kept her
He
for
did.
many, many years. So now she was in a financial situation to keep him.
And sometimes the roles do reverse, and that doesn't make you less
Mhm.
of a man. And he
Yeah.
proved that.
Yeah.
So
He
if
proved
you are a man and your woman's doing a little more, look
Yeah.
at Greg Leaks. I mean, he was able to navigate through it so easily, not easily, but it just seems perfectly. It's like he had no problem with it. And
Well,
and
I think at first he did. I really do think that's why they got a divorce.
you think that's why they did?
Yes, I
Well, how
think.
eyelash came off, I'll never forget that.
Yeah, but oh yes, oh honey, when she took off them
Yeah,
eyelashes, I was like,
I will never forget that
and
eyelash.
set them neatly on them napkins because she was wearing them again.
What?
Look,
I don't remember that.
yeah.
Is that when they were
Girl, I'll
Queen
never
at the
That
forget.
house?
was the day that Greg had went to the radio station
Oh
Uh-huh.
God.
and basically was like, he has invested a lot in Nene because the radio station interview was really interesting. Because I mean, that's how she was kept. Nene had never worked, and he was like, "I
Right,
want my
ever.
money back." Because at this point he was living in the basement, and so she went off on him in the kitchen. And in the middle of that argument, that's how she just started taking
She
off
just
her
took them
lashes
off, girl.
and
Yeah,
putting
that
them
was a
on
great scene.
neatly on this napkin because she was wearing them again.
Yes, I
And
agree. We agree with you, Latoya. He was a voice of reason. He
he
loved
was.
his wife.
He was definitely a voice, and he loved her.
Robin.
And
He did.
I think that's why once they separated and they got back together, he was just like, "This is my role now,"
And
and he made sure Nene was good, and I
and he
love
will
it.
be missed. And he had colon cancer, correct?
Right.
Correct.
So we just say
He had
cancer
colon
sucks.
cancer, and then
Yeah.
Chadwick Boseman died of colon cancer.
Yes.
Yeah,
And we know the statistics
with black
for
men.
black men. Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot
Mhm.
of people don't get checked, but
They don't get checked for colon cancer. For any go to the doctor sometimes, period.
Well, I don't think black men go to the doctor enough.
Right. They don't
yeah.
go to the doctor, period. So everyone just make sure you take care of yourselves. He fought the battle. He really tried. His family was around him and he was loved. So what more can you ask for in life? He
Yeah.
lived a great life. So Greg, we will always remember you. You're forever in our hearts, our spirits and our soul. And we can go back and watch you. How many people can go back and watch a person? So you will forever live. So
Yeah,
just thank you for the memories and we pray for their family.
yeah,
Let's see
yeah.
my
Yep.
yes. So y'all ready to get into I guess crazy to go from that to the mess that we about to go to, but we
I know,
versatile
right?
on this show, honey. We can start off with the love and the Jesus and the Christian and all that, but then we're gonna get messy. So we every woman, it's all
Yeah.
in us. So let's get to it. It started off and I thought it was pretty fun. It was a new side of Dorit. What did you all think about her dresses? Her wedding dresses?
The pearl one was
I
gorgeous.
thought so
That
too.
first one was. The other ones was, they were okay. I don't like all of the see through, that Italian looking one that I think they
Hmm.
called the actress, but the pearl one was absolutely stunning.
I
I
Yeah.
like the
mean,
names her husband picked, though. I
yeah,
was like, girl,
I
you
actually
doing
did.
good. Yeah. What was you gonna say, Callie?
I liked all of the dresses. I think the mother dress, I didn't think that looked good on her.
The moment one?
The mother. Didn't they call it the mother? The last one that she tried on.
The moment.
No, the first one was the
The
moment.
person was the pearl. It was the
Yeah.
pearl.
It was the yeah, that was the gorgeous.
The pearl was the first one.
Well, the one I'm thinking of is the solid white. It didn't have any beads or anything on it.
I
It was
think we
off
called
the
that one the
shoulder.
moment, and then I can't remember the
Yeah.
other one. But yeah,
Yeah, I liked all of them
the
actually.
actress was the other one. The moment, the
Yeah,
actress,
I
and the
remember the
pearl.
actress. The
Yeah,
actress was that Italian looking because they
yeah.
called it
Sophia
LaRon.
Loren.
Yeah, that's
Sophia
what it
Loren. Yeah. I feel like their relationship, it seems like it's solid. We don't know. But she did mention maybe she talks so much with the ladies because he rarely lets her talk. So maybe that's her avenue to get it out, and but she still didn't need to come for Garcia the way she did. But I did like that moment with her. And even with her kids, it kind of shows a different human side of it.
who.
Um Dorit with her kids because they showed him with the lipstick. He was trying to put it on her, and then she went to her husband in the dresses. And they all are venturing out to these businesses, and so I feel like she could be, very productive and very popular with these dresses because I feel like that's what the girls like to wear now. These kind of sexy, different looking dresses. So she'll probably do good at that. So then we go to Sutton. And Sutton is doing it. Okay, this divorce has set Sutton up. Sutton is moving into a $5 million house, 6 bedrooms. I think it was 5 baths, and she just bought a Bentley. So is this why Erica mad at her? Because she just had to buy the Range Rover. What's going on?
No, girl, Erica ain't mad at her. Erica is just wanting. She's not that kind of mad. I mean, not jealous type mad. Sorry. She's not jealous type mad. She just wants people around her that she thinks she can trust, that people are friends with. She needs to realize that that's just not possible with this cast. She's just
This is her fault. I'm gonna
I'm
say
just
it
like
every single solitary week. This is her fault. There's no reason why she should have ever had a conversation with these ladies other than I'm getting a divorce and I can't talk about it right now. That should have been whoever her lawyer is sucks for letting her go on this show and actually have these conversations.
I mean, like if you are it with your friend and you are filming together and you know that you're on a reality show that shows your life, you know, you're going to get asked these questions. Now, do you have to answer them like Joyce
No,
said? No, just say
no.
I can't. My lawyer told me not to, and
And
then
it's
hey,
still gonna be a subject. They
yeah,
gonna still gossip about it. It's gonna make her irate. All of those things will still happen. But it can happen, and you could literally survive as a cast member. Teresa has proven that.
yeah,
Nobody knew about that case, and what's crazy is, in retrospect, a lot of what the tabloids were saying was true, but we didn't know it
we did.
then. We didn't know it until the cases would come to a head.
Yeah. So, what do you think when she was sitting there? They went outside, and she was sitting with the cow who to last night kind of made me mad. But we'll get into that later. And she was like, "I've never known Erica to be a liar." And Sutton was like, "Well, remember she told you this," and she kind of listed a few things. And so when they got to that dinner, it was like Cal didn't say, "Oh no, that's not true," or even in her confessional, she shades Erica down all the time. But when she gets in front of her, she acts like everybody else has done something wrong.
I'm
So what?
wondering, are they cutting this bad? That because that dinner was cut wrong. I just can't believe Sutton is that tie tongue. Is she that strong and then that tie tongued in front of her?
I don't think that she was letting her speak enough. For 3 years, Erica said nothing.
When
Now she
she
wants her to.
flat out asked no. At one point,
I'm burnt.
Erica actually asked her, "What have I lied about?"
She told her. She said the car wreck. She said the. She
She
told
didn't
her.
say that directly to her. Sutton was tongue tied. I'm not talking about to Kyle. I'm talking about to Erica.
I thought I
At
had a
some
clip where she
point,
said,
Erica all but dared her, and then because what happened was she paused and was waiting for her to say something, and she was like, and I don't know if
it was
Bravo
cut.
cut it or what, and then
Mm-mm.
she started cussing,
You
and
guys, can you
then
see? I'm
she
sorry to
said,
interrupt.
and then she said she
Anybody?
started cursing at her, and Sutton said, "Don't talk to me like that." She said,
Like
"Or
that.
what?"
Or what?
But
Okay.
she flat out asked her a question, and I was like, "Answer it." I'm
Oh,
sitting up screaming at
girl,
the
I
TV,
don't know.
"Answer it."
What? Oh yeah, yeah. Sutton and Garcelle are the only ones being real. Oh, I guess before
And
we
it
get,
seemed like Garcelle was about to
I
pop a
don't know. I
blood
think
vessel.
Garcelle is.
Sitting up, you can, and what was up with Lisa? Was she that drunk?
I don't know.
She was like up underneath the table, moving, jerking. I was like, is she that drunk?
Yeah, and you're right because see, Erica, and this is what got me at stay for years. They're talking about she's my friend. She da 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 da. But for years, she told them nothing. Like on the show, I kept saying, "How is she on the show?" If anybody else would have been on the show and I talked about their husband, I talked about their lives, just sit back and done nothing, they would be kicked off. But for some reason, she was able to sit back, not say anything about her life, and make you feel like she was this rich glamour squad lady, and it was all just kind of a lie. But I feel like it was kind of shady. Well, we kind of skipped a whole bunch of stuff, but when they said let's get it out the air, Lisa Rinna is supposed to be Erica's friend. And who does she give the bell to first? We're gonna pass this bell around.
That was so strange to me.
Right.
How did they go from we're not gonna talk about this? I don't think it's time to talk. When it was a Garcelle and what's her name, Dorit conversation. That
Yeah.
wasn't an appropriate dinner conversation. But talking about that girl case is an appropriate dinner conversation.
Understand. It's like I don't know if they're cutting wrong. But I want to go back to something real quick.
Yes,
the way they were trying to play Sutton, that was at Crystal's house. That right there was weird to me because they knew that Garcelle rides for Sutton.
Oh, so I guess you know what I thought about? Oh, so since Sutton didn't call the meeting and invited everybody but Erika, let's call a meeting and invite everybody but Sutton.
Right. And
that's what it seemed like to me.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, so you say you don't know Sutton at your country club. And Garcelle was right. Just because you don't know somebody don't mean they're not important. They tried to belittle who Sutton was at that point. And I'm thinking,
yes,
why are you doing this?
And they doing it in front of her. And she was just like, I wish she had told them that. Like, why are y'all telling me this? Y'all want me to carry a bag? Is this payback for what she did? Like, that's what it seemed like to me. That these grown women were, because I guess Erika Crystal didn't invite her to her house because of what?
The ugly leather pants?
Yeah, she had some ugly leather pants on.
They still on that. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, you sit here. And I feel like with Garcelle, like Sutton and Garcelle are supposed to be friends. And I kind of was disappointed in Garcelle. I'm not going to lie, because I feel like she should have been like, that doesn't mean she's not important, or that doesn't mean like she's not known.
She did say it, but I'm wondering what she said to them, because she did say it in the. No, she did. That's that whole tweet picture you just saw was just that. She said before this, I've never heard. See, I don't know. This one of the things that irritates me about Bravo is that they create narratives that aren't always true. Whenever I watch these shows, I really keep that in my mind, even when people that I don't like. I try to always have that in the forefront of my mind. I do, because they misrepresent situations, and they do it so often that it's almost unfair to the cast.
To the cast and the audience.
It's almost unfair. They create narratives.
So do you think that because I know she said in her confessional.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think she said something.
You think she said something?
She was sitting there with rolling her eyes and looking up, and like you could tell she was uncomfortable.
I can't believe they're saying.
I would have flat out asked, I came to your house to have fun. I'm not going to talk about my friend. And I would hope she would have said that, but
I think she avoided it. She avoided it just to not have to get into another dispute with those group of girls.
Yeah. But Dorit wasn't there, so I don't know. I don't feel like she said anything. If she didn't, I'm very
disappointed. It's possible. No, it's possible. And she's just saying this in her confessionals.
Yeah, she said
that is quite possible, Callie, that she didn't want to have another confrontation, because one of the things that she's been pretty clear about is that there is an us versus them.
It is.
That's clear.
Yep. And she's gonna I'm gonna post it in a little while, but there's a sneak peek where she goes and she talks to Rinna, and she's like, I don't feel like you've had my back. You always have Erica's back. You always have this back. But when people come at me, you don't have my back. There's like a void. There's a divide, and
Yeah.
they're treated differently. They protect each other
Yeah.
because at the dinner table, do I have something else before we get to dinner? Because the dinner was crazy. Oh, Mauricio and Cal, they love 25 years, which is good in Hollywood, California. But I was trying to look at the candles, and she had 3 wick candles. So Wendy, you're gonna have to get you some more wick because
Did you
your
look
one
at
wick
that
ain't
for
the move.
real?
Did y'all not pay attention to the candles? Am I
I
not
No.
really
saw them.
telling the
They
truth?
were you talking about the candles that Kathy had or the
No,
candles
the
that
candles Mauricio
Maurice
had.
was on? Yeah, both
Yeah,
of them.
because
Yeah.
she was so proud that her husband lit the candles by himself. So I'm like, is that what we get proud for? But it's fine when you got maids. I guess that's why. But I felt like
But
that was good.
25 years is a big deal.
That's
That's a
a big
long
deal.
time. That's a long
And
time. And they
mm,
look good. Like they look good together.
but did you see her original face? I just want to know.
Lisa Rinna said Garcelle and Denise aren't real friends of hers.
They're
They are
party friends.
party friends. Okay.
Yeah,
So
but yeah, when they did
She
that
said
flash,
that?
Lisa Rinna, she said that last night on the show.
I
Whenever
didn't see her say that.
felt like
I
Garcelle
feel like should have spoken out loud, not in
might have
confession.
said
I
that.
do too.
I'm wondering about that. I mean, I don't know how I don't it seems like in my head I definitely would have said, yo, why y'all saying this? Yeah, I know that she's my friend. This makes me I
Right.
would at the very least said this makes me very uncomfortable. I don't know if she did or didn't.
I hope
But,
she did. If she
but
didn't, I'm gonna
we
be
have to,
disappointed.
they didn't show it, so it ain't happened.
Oh, she said it on Watch What Happens Live with Andy.
Oh, okay.
I see Lisa saying that because Lisa Rinna to me has just changed. I don't know. I can't put my finger on her. She's a I don't know.
She's,
I ain't
you
gonna say
know
what I
what?
want to say.
I keep thinking that there might be some truth into the money. That people are wondering if she gave her $2 million for her lip line, and then which might explain why she's trying to be so loyal. And then the $250,000 out there right now.
Is
Hmm.
that the
For
The
lottery?
lottery money.
no, well, that the money. I don't think that's the lottery money, but this is the money they said that um, was
Is
put
it this
into
right
Lisa
here?
Red. No.
That's not
Oh
that.
no no
Okay.
no no. What is that,
Okay.
Erica Jane? I don't
Let
think
me
it's.
see.
I
That's
don't
where
remember
she's breaking in that
them
lottery
refusing to
money.
give up the case, and I don't know. I don't think
How
it's connected
she
with that.
get?
The
I was
money
thinking,
I'm talking about though is the money they said was used for Lisa Renner's daughter's clothing line.
Oh, their
oh,
clothing
okay, that
line.
wasn't as much. It was like $100,000 or something.
It was two
Yeah,
hundred and fifty thousand.
150,000.
200.
It was like 150,000.
Two
But
hundred.
somebody said that there's a production company with that name, and it could be that too. So they're still kind of investigating that. But I don't know. I don't understand. Anybody got any questions before we get to the Christmas dinner from hell? The not so jolly dinner.
Of
The what?
what?
Do y'all ready to get into it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So I liked it because before the party, you can tell Sutton and Garcelle are friends because she called her and she's like, "Are you okay? Are you ready?" Like she gave her this pep talk because she knew she was about to walk into the lion's den. And she
Mhm.
was like, "I'm gonna be honest." And that's why I'm thinking they had to cut it, Joy, if she didn't say it. That's why I thought she said it. Because she was like, "I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna tell her she's lying." I mean, like she was like Billy Badass on the phone with Garcelle. So I couldn't see why she got there and she didn't know who it was. Get a cut every month. Yeah, that's for that lottery money.
What is that? It was actually like real lottery. Like you have to go to the gas station and get lottery.
It was somebody's winnings. Like, and I think there was
I was wondering about that too, Joy. I'm like,
yeah, it
is
was like
this
somebody's winnings from a case. And
Oh, okay. I was
yeah,
trying to figure out. I was like,
yeah.
so?
And
like
so
a lot, like the.
So some lottery
I was
winner
so
gave
confused.
some lottery winner gave their winnings to Tom's firm to somehow help her with that,
Oh, okay.
I
and they
think it was
took her
like a case.
lottery money.
And so she was getting the money deposited into her, like it was going to her.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, how?
Oh, I got you. And that's jacked up. I get it. So when you first win a lottery, one of the first things they always tell you to do is get a
Get a
lawyer.
lawyer. Right. Uh huh.
They tell you after you sign the ticket,
Mm hmm.
get you a lawyer.
Yep.
That's jacked
And so
up.
it was somebody else's money.
Wow.
Yes,
Whoa.
girl, y'all. Oh, but
It
anyway,
just gets worse
But
and
how
worse.
Yeah, they do say get a lawyer. They do say that, but then you, the winner, has to sign the lottery ticket. So how the heck does he get so much control over
I
that?
don't know.
I have no idea because unless they're taking payments, some people don't take the payouts. Some
Yeah, some
people,
people. That's right. They do
some
it in
people,
interest.
Oh, like
yeah, some people, yeah, because and then you're responsible for paying the taxes on it.
Yeah.
But I imagine if it was $1 million or something that's not low, but low on the lottery, maybe you would have it over time versus
All at
getting it.
once.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know how I don't know. But I thought she told her too that she told her she wasn't telling the whole truth and that she was lying about stuff. Because she kept saying, and this is why I think she said it, Joy, was because she kept saying, I'm your friend, but does that mean I have to trust you 100%?
right.
And then Garcelle was like, that's understandable. And that's when she kind of backed away from Garcelle, like, don't touch me.
Hmm.
I'm sitting here like, Erica. And I could see it. That's why I thought maybe she was a Capricorn, because when I'm in my mood, I'm like, don't touch me. I don't want your pity. Because if you just want to be strong. And I understand that, but I feel like at that moment she was very like just offstandish. And she was like, and how do you all do this? You're torturing me. And I'm sitting here and I'm like,
She opened that when I was listening, when I was sitting there. I was thinking to myself, you open this door. I would have either had a conversation with them off camera or on. Actually, on it would be better. I don't understand why she is talking. None of this is anybody's business. No one would have felt like they were needed to talk to a lawyer if they didn't know anything because you genuinely wouldn't have known. Today, you've placed them in a situation where you have a real lawyer for
mm-hmm.
the victims posting on Twitter that he is going to depose one of the cast members.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Such
And
I
I'm like, and if you keep on this, if we keep on watching it, it's possible that Kyle could possibly be deposed because
oh,
if
she
she's
probably will.
having private conversations, nobody's gonna call Sutton or Garcia,
No.
but they will call not even Dorit,
Yeah. Not even Dorit.
but
Because
they
Dorit
will
has said,
call.
I don't think she's lying to
Exactly.
me. Dorit's husband was like, if she's done this, we have to back away. Like Dorit ain't acting like that's what's going on in her life, but that's what's going on. But at the dinner, she's sitting here and like, why are you torturing me? And I'm thinking, girl, you on Beverly Hills. They torture people at the dinner every time they go to dinner. Every time Denise, and I didn't even watch it, they sat down to eat. Y'all tortured that girl. Every time little VP sat down, y'all tortured that lady. You are not exempt. So I don't understand why she feels like she's exempt.
I
I
don't
don't.
think she feels like she's exempt. I think she knows she's not exempt, but every single time they've been together, the focus is on only her and her issues, except for the time when Sutton and Crystal were into it. So it's not an easy situation, but I understand a
You
little bit
understand?
why she would say that. Yeah. Talk about something else for crying out loud.
Really? After for years they did that to other people. How is she exempt though? I don't understand. Why are you saying that again? Maybe I missed something.
um, she she has been the only topic of discussion.
That's
Every
been like
time one person at every event.
I
that's
agree. I'm with
that's not
you.
true. Garcelle
Who?
Sutton done got into it. I mean, other people.
No, since this came out though, I'm talking about since this came. You're right, Cap. Since this came out, she is the only topic of discussion.
Right. So that's my point. So I do understand why she would say something like, why are you guys doing this to me? Every time I come here, you guys are attacking me.
I
But then
agree. I actually agree with her on not. I don't because I don't think that it was an attack in a
I
way
don't
of attack,
either.
but I do think the question should stop Like, I don't even like this woman. I think she guilty. And all I kept saying is, why won't she tell them to stop asking her questions? Just flat out say that.
So this is what Sutton said. And then maybe she said, Erica, and this might have been in her confessionals. Today be real sneaky in a confessional. She's like, Erica's acting like she's totally innocent. Innocent on the word acting. The devil always come knocking. Um, so Sutton does not believe her. And she said, if you tell one lie, it leads to another. And Sutton, Erica has lied. Do y'all not think she has lied?
Definitely. It ain't no do I. Definitely.
What about
She
you guys?
has. And even if you want to say she lied with omission, she's lied. And this whole he broke his foot, ankle, shoulder,
Yes.
knocked his head out. I told you that EJ
Needs to talk to Trick Daddy. I don't remember Trick Daddy. I didn't watch it. But yeah, I think, and Teresa, they were the main people who was like, I can't talk
Teresa did right. Teresa, there were that whole season. There was blow ups after blow ups after blow ups about talking about Teresa, but Teresa could never talk. There were times if the pressure was so on her, you could feel it. It still would have been an interesting season. It still would have been a topic of conversation, but you wouldn't have been able to call her a liar. Say whatever you want about Teresa, nobody can call her a liar.
So another thing that I picked on, because we're kind of skipping stuff, but when they walked into the thing, and Kathy's rich, okay? She got $950 candles. She got people with white gloves on, serving them on silver trays. And you in this fancy little party, and they're sisters, right? And then the man was like, what's your name? And she's like,
why didn't he know her? I thought, well, maybe he was new, or maybe he was hired just for the. I don't know. I thought that was so strange.
Patrick did not know her name. I know Patrick's name. Okay, I just watched it last night. How did he not know her sister? He did a Mariah Carey. I don't know her. Now I do know that they did have they wasn't talking for a while. So maybe that's why he didn't know her.
How old is he? Maybe he's just
he think he didn't. Well, she done changed faces a few times too. So I don't know what your name is. Who are you again? Okay. And then so they what else did I have in here? So why do you think they sit Sutton by Erika? Do you think
all the time? All the time. I said that. I actually tweeted that, and I was ranting about something, and then at the end I said, and why they keep sitting her right there every time?
I got notes and it ain't all in order, so if I'm skipping around, it's because stuff come to me after I watch it and I'm like, what? This didn't make sense to me. And
they try to put people at opposite ends that are friends. So if you notice, Sutton and Garcelle wasn't sitting together.
Yeah.
Erika's sitting in the middle. You can tell who's on the hot seat. What's her name was kind of, I think was she directly sitting across from Dorit or directly sitting across from Lisa?
And she wasn't from Lisa, because Lisa was on the other end of Dorit. Lisa was kind of more by Garcelle, so she had to be across from Dorit.
Yeah.
And I feel like why was she going off on Dorit? I feel like Dorit really did seem concerned about her. And she was like,
Dorit is a flip flopper when she goes.
Everyone don't know that now.
Yeah, she said something to her that said, "Oh, Dorit got a little backbone." I can't remember what she said, but she said something last night to her. And I'm like, what Garcelle said when she said, aren't we always concerned about ourselves though? Mm-hmm. That's what she said. I just jogged my memory. When Dorit said, but she was like, this doesn't have anything to do with you. And Dorit said, yes, it does. Every time that they mention you in an article, they mention our names.
Yes.
Sometimes, and I bet you they said, and they cut it off, sometimes mention some scandals associated with, I guarantee you she said something else. In every article, it's just never about Erika. It's always about other people. And with Dorit's husband being a lawyer, and I'm sure Kyle has been sued countless times, they intermingle that to try to act like these women are just a cast of
Misfits.
misfit.
They are.
Dorit's husband is a lawyer?
He's a music producer.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Who? Dorita?
Dorit's
Dorit's
husband.
husband.
Who else husband is a lawyer?
No, he called his lawyer.
Oh,
And
okay. I thought he was.
yeah, and he gave her the advice
How
that
old is he?
he's older.
He's,
He was Boy George producer. How old is Boy George?
he
When
gives
Boy
me
George first
grandpa
came
In the
out.
vibes.
80s.
Yeah, he gives me grandpa vibes. I don't. They're weird. That's a
Kathy
weird.
Exactly.
I think because Kathy, I think she really does enjoy it. I mean, I think
Did
she's
y'all notice that when she talks to him, she doesn't really have an accent? What's up with her? And that with her
Maybe it
on
doesn't.
again, off again,
Maybe it doesn't stand out
Australian
as much.
accent.
Maybe
Honey,
it doesn't.
Right.
Maybe it doesn't stand out as much when she's talking to him because his accent is real.
his is
So,
real. He's really from there. He's
so
really
we
from
probably are
London.
just not
It's
hearing
so
hers as well.
strange to
And that's
me.
probably why she wanted LVP off the show, because LVP's was real too. And so everybody was like, Doree, we know you from Connecticut, girl. But
Mhm.
what did y'all think about when Sutton talking about she was standing over me with her doo-doo nails in front of me, cursing me? Sutton is doing good. I feel like Sutton
I
was
didn't get
like,
the joke.
because you had to go look at her nail color. But Sutton knew that she needed her diamond. And I'm going to tell you,
She earned it, baby.
this
She
is
really
how
should be
she
sitting
got
right next to um Andy at the
it.
reunion. If she doesn't, because seriously, Erika should be on one side and she
And
should
she
be on
should
the
be.
other. I don't care where everybody else sit. But
Yeah.
she needs to be on one side and Kyle can be on the other. I mean,
'Cause-
not Kyle.
But that's what
Erika.
who's Paul gonna be mad if she not on the other side.
She gonna be mad.
She
Be
gonna
mad.
be mad. Cause it's not, yeah, cause she don't deserve to be by Andy. Sutton has earned her dang on diamond. When she said that about the devil, but what else did I have? So in the thing, okay, Erika was like, you don't know my life.
All right. Look at my life.
Look at
And
me.
did you see the meme? Somebody did a meme and said, look at my life. And somebody said, look at the orphans and the
And
widows.
the widows. I was gonna do that one, but I felt bad. I didn't do that one. I did this one because I put Jen Shaw in there because nobody ain't talking about her. But it's coming. They start sometime later this month. But somebody was like, okay, we're looking at your life. You're sitting here in this $1 million house, eating caviar with Kathy Hilton on silver trays on TV. And even Garcelle was like, but what about the victims' lives? But she says all this in confessional. And so I'm thinking, I really want somebody to say this in front of her. Kelly, why do you think they're not? Are they scared of her?
Of course they are. They are scared of her, and they have every right to be scared of her at this point. Lisa Rinna should really be careful because not only are they going to start deposing her, but now that $250 for the clothing line is up for a question, they're going to now be trying to investigate her daughters. Everybody should be a little bit concerned whether they believe her
Or
innocence
not.
or guilt. Either way, yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
true. I 100% agree.
So yeah, they're scared. They don't know what to say.
And this is the reality. It's not that they've done anything wrong.
Right.
It's just the reality of being in a 9x9 room or somebody coming to your house. You got to call your lawyer and they can decide at any point to go anywhere. Because if you're being deposed and they feel like you know something, they could be looking for stuff on you to squeeze you to turn against
turn
that
on
other
her.
person. So that's what I mean. Say whatever you want about Sutton, her country club, her small town,
Her
whatever
small
you want
town.
to say. It makes sense. That's why at some point I'm shocked that Erika didn't say, because a great comeback could have been, Sutton, if you're so concerned about being not want to be associated with me, why do you keep asking me questions?
Right.
The
That would
more
have been a
you
great
know,
question.
the
That's an
more
excellent
you're
point.
going to involve yourself. The less you know, the less likely that anybody would ever say anything. You're placing yourself here. Now, we can argue that we all listen, but you have to decide not to say nothing. because I wouldn't have said nothing.
Because when I say Sutton asked her everything, like, did you know? Would you know with some more stuff coming out in the article? Do you know about the orphans? Did you know about the plane? I mean, like Sutton was really like asking her
I mean,
questions.
it's good questions. Don't get me wrong. It's what we want to know. But you're inadvertently placing yourself in the know. When the worst thing that she could have ever done was talk to these girls on camera. I wouldn't have never talked to them on camera. Friend, real friend, or fake.
And you're right,
Latoya,
Miss Latoria, because
lawyers are the main one that is to worry about.
yeah,
Her
and
first
that's
20
why
years
she hid a
though.
lot.
Her first 20 years with him, her first few years with it, he was LA Law.
He
So her
was.
reputation in so many people's minds was positive. They had a winning reputation, let me put it that way. And now that things have turned, well, she doesn't have too much control over it. Tom has already ruined that for her.
But they wanted to keep their reputation. They didn't hang around certain people in public anyway. So she should understand where Sutton's coming from. That's not small town. That's
Yeah.
just life. Your reputation does matter to you. And you do have to hang around people that maybe not on your same wavelength because you need to show them how they could live. You always be the light. I understand that. But Sutton is just saying, I just want to know how it's going to affect my life because I have to take care of my kids too. I mean, it wasn't like she was like, I'm never going to talk to you again. You're not going to be my friend. She just wanted to know what the repercussions could be for her. And she said, once I found out that I was going to be okay, I'm fine now. But she wanted to know. So I can see where you're coming from, Latoya. Like she did worry, and they were worried about their reputations too. I don't care what nobody say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what anybody say. I think the only one who didn't care was Lisa Rinna because she don't care what her reputation's like anyway. I mean, she wore Depends on TV.
Put that comment back up Latoya just had.
Boy, she
So why get so mad at Sutton being concerned about her reputation when she have to worry about it? I think the main reason she got so mad at Sutton, based on how they showed the episode, she was just having a moment with Sutton when they were in the hot jacuzzi room or whatever, and she told Sutton
yeah.
what a great friend she was, and
Mm-hmm.
everything all seemed so sincere. And then you fall out and you hear from everyone else, and she is the one that doesn't believe anything Erika's saying. She is the one that's called a separate meeting and didn't want to invite her. So even though a lot of other people said stuff, everybody's throwing it on Sutton, and that's
They
the main thing on
are.
Erika's head. So it should be thrown on Sutton, but it's she's not alone. I think that's why Erika is going at her so hard, though, because she is kind of the only one talking and the first one to ask questions and the first one to get thrown under the bus.
Yeah.
And I don't think she knows what the other ladies have said. And at the reunion, she's gonna know.
Did you
But
see her tweet today about that? Somebody said, yeah, okay. In the tweet, if you all hadn't seen it, somebody had tweeted her something like, she's not the only one, or being fake or phony. I can't remember exactly what they said. And she responded, Erika responded, we gonna get to that.
yeah, we getting to that. And she her son was good in another tweet. Like they were like, why are you doing this to Sutton? She doesn't deserve this. And she said, believe me, Sutton and I are good. So I'm thinking she knows.
At least Sutton is direct. She not talking. Now, I think that she gets a little tongue-tied, but I do wonder, is there more editing than there is anything? I really do believe you. I believe that little in Bravo. That I've watched way too much reality TV.
Yeah.
And I think Bravo is kind of notorious for tricking. Married at First Sight does that as well. I've watched too many years not to pick up certain tricks. So I do believe that Sutton has not been as tongue-tied as she's been presented on television.
I don't think so either, because I don't think Erika would have got that mad if Sutton didn't say anything. Because she kept saying, what are you trying to get from me? What are you trying to say?
Like, you almost you get the impression that she just sits in front of her like a deer in headlights, and it just makes her more angry. Sutton is saying something. There is something that we're not seeing that's being aired.
Something caused this, okay?
Or what? What would make her say that? Or what?
Who put that chihuahua up there?
Look, man. Because that's all she is. Ain't nobody scared of you, girl. Just like ain't nobody scared of no chihuahua. She ain't gonna, I mean, like, she cannot fight Sutton. She already gonna be going to jail. Sutton's gonna
and I love what Sutton said. Go back to we need to, I wish that Black women would respond the way Sutton said, or what? She was like,
what?
Nothing. What the hell what's instructions. Because I
Right.
know you're not suggesting we fight. That's
Right.
the way I wish that we would respond. That's why I love Giselle so much, because she just does unbothered. When Wendy, okay, I'm
Hmm.
getting off topic, but when Wendy was standing over her and was saying, you better be lucky these MF and cameras is here. And my girl Giselle said happily, but they are.
But
I love it because
and I'm asking you this.
but they are. And I'm gonna look to my left and make sure Jethro and Maurice
She did.
is
She
right
said,
there.
and I'm coming to you nicely. I don't care if you was coming to
Okay,
me
to be
meanly.
stingy, right? I mean, I'm telling you, it should fighting should not be an option.
Not the only option,
Look, I
honey.
hate to sound like y'all girl. I can't stand her. Of Kenya, we should be able to spoil with our mouths. We should be
We
able to
should.
go toe to toe with our tongues.
Because some of the most vile things, I mean, like horrible things have been said to Kenya, and she sits there. Like she takes it.
She
She
does.
takes it. And you have to sit there on these shows, and you have to take it. And then your turn is
I mean,
next.
I'll give her that. She
Yeah.
definitely does, yeah.
So what did y'all, let's see what else I got.
Because if
I,
you
I
can't think
don't
of
know.
no good comeback, sometimes you just say nothing. Giselle just be bob. That girl is a Virgo.
She's a Virgo. I think the only person she really cares who says something about her, and I think she's starting to not, is Karen. Because she will try to go back with Karen.
I do think she cares about what she says, though. I do.
The other people, Giselle just sit there like, I don't care about you. You do not mean that much to me in my life for me to care. So with Wendy, she don't care. And I got a sneak peek of what Wendy and her husband too, but I'll show
I
that later.
saw that fake scene.
Oh,
I told y'all that. Oh, I saw that fake mess.
we're gonna talk about them in a minute.
She denied us an opportunity to have a small window into an authentic thought from it.
Yeah.
She denied that.
She denied it, y'all. Ooh. Anyway, we're gonna talk about them a little bit at the end. Let me see what else we had. What else I have? Her life and not the victims.
But we're not even finished with this scene. We gotta wait till next week.
Yep.
But did y'all hear when Lisa Rinna was like, y'all, leave her alone. We've got to put ourselves in her shoes. And I'm thinking, I just can't with them. It's like and Garcelle said,
if I could put myself in her shoes, I would have shut up. And I'm telling you, I'm serious. Right. I wouldn't have said nothing. I would be walking around like Mother Teresa. Y'all might be giggling behind my back, but y'all wasn't going to ask me nothing, because I wasn't going to give you nothing.
Do you think she will eventually be quiet? Or do you think it's just she's done dug in, she's already in?
She got a terrible lawyer.
I don't know.
She has a terrible lawyer. There's no way that girl... they said that she was irritated by somebody, and I was trying to figure out who it was. It may have been Sutton.
Who, that Erika was?
No, Kat.
Look, did y'all see this one talking about Erika victims? Well, the orphans, widows, the burn victims, and Pope Patrick, he was scared to do the lamb chops. I like Pope Patrick. He kept saying, they in there, they just going at it.
Yeah, he did. He did. That was funny. That was funny.
But you say she had no choice because of the storyline. I felt like she did have a choice, even if it was them saying, oh, look at what this article said. Look at what that article said.
No, they didn't. I'm telling you, Teresa had a whole season of that. The season before that, Teresa went to jail. There was all of their case was out in the People magazine, and they talked about her going to jail and everything. Teresa didn't say nothing. If I don't know what season it was, but you all have to go back and watch that season. And it had went on. Everybody was whispering about it, and it behind her back. And they had maybe one meeting with everybody. And Teresa was like, I can't talk about this. Y'all are putting me in a bad position. So everybody walked away with no answers. But it was Jacqueline, her friend, who had been her real friend, that had invited her over and went to the backyard and was going backwards and forward. And Jacqueline laid out everything that the People magazine had said. And it was a big deal because Teresa had a contract with People. And I didn't know that until that day. She admitted it that day.
Mm-hmm.
She had to do so many stories with them a year. And
Mm-hmm.
she said, I gave them this
I
story. I
remember that.
gave them
Yeah.
this story. There's no way I gave them the story that I'm going to spend a year in a year in
Right.
prison.
Teresa didn't
Although
do that,
all of it ended up happening for real.
Mm-hmm.
but she didn't
So
give it to them.
but
Somebody
she
else
was
did.
saying
Yeah.
she didn't give them that story because
Teresa
I didn't know
did
that.
that.
I figured some of them were she gave them because they looked posed, but she had a contract with People Magazine.
And I
That's
think why the
insane to
people
me.
are confused with Erica's because she tells them certain things. But
Yes,
when they ask her certain questions, then
right,
she gets mad. And so it's like we don't know where we stand because you are so forthcoming about some things, but we
right.
ask you a simple question about or say a simple statement like Tom calls you and you lose your mind.
Or if somebody questions you about this stupid accident that was it his ankle, his foot,
It's
or he
flammable.
cracked his skull. Like
Right.
you are switching it up. And why you just can't believe that I thought we were real friends off camera. While I
So,
just knew one of them was going to say, well, I did know.
None of them knew.
The first time I watched that
Mm-mm.
scene and they did the flashback of her saying that
Uh-huh.
Tom had the accident, I just knew one of them would have been like, would have known. But nobody knew.
Nobody, not leaving Lisa Renner, who's supposed to be her closest friend. She had no clue. When you tell somebody, Callie, do you not think that she would, even her son, who's an officer, like nobody
um,
knows.
I'm not surprised that she doesn't tell people a lot of stuff. I'm just not surprised. It has a lot to do possibly with what she's been dealing with Tom. How bad has their relationship been? But it's been programmed in her mind to make everything look okay. I'm not surprised she didn't tell them certain things. She's in a
But
different kind of
that's more of
marriage.
a reason to tell
No, you
somebody.
got to tell somebody.
Like if your relationship with
Yeah, but
somebody is
you
bad,
gotta you
you
gotta
have
tell
to tell
somebody you know
somebody
you can
something.
trust. You gotta
Right.
tell
That's what
somebody
I'm
you
saying.
know
Her
you can
son's an
trust.
officer. Like you can't trust your son. Like
Well,
you've
we
got
don't
to.
know that she didn't say anything to her son, though. I mean, we wouldn't know if she did or didn't. But if we're dealing with just these people here on this show, I mean, they're not really her friends. I'm not surprised
I
that she keeps
I
stuff
hear
back.
you, but I thought that not necessarily Rena, but I thought
Hmm.
Kyle was her real friend.
Why?
I think
I
she's
don't
closer
know.
to Renner than
This
anybody.
is just my second season watching this.
Right.
I don't know, but I was under the impression that particularly Erika and her were her real friends. I
I
don't
I,
know. I'm being
I don't
honest, Kelly.
know.
I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
they're
and
not real friends,
they
but
weren't friends
they just
before the show. They weren't friends. The only people who knew each other before they were on
Oh,
the
they
show
didn't know each
no
was
other before.
Garcelle.
on the
I
show.
don't believe
Yolanda brought
so.
her on the show.
Yeah.
Yolanda
Um,
did.
so
Okay.
these
So I
reality
don't. I
friendships,
sincerely don't know.
Lisa
I
said it
was
on
kind
Bravo
of
Live.
guessing.
Yeah, that's what I
Oh,
thought. I
yeah.
thought it was Renna. I thought
Yeah.
Renna was her friend.
Rena's gonna say anything. Rena is obsessed with her. Didn't she dress like her for Halloween?
She did. She dressed like Erika for Halloween.
Yeah,
But I mean,
no.
I hope she told somebody because if she did, then that can like validate her story.
Yeah.
But I because
How quick can we expect Lisa Renna to start changing? I mean, she's gonna get tired of getting questions, and then when is she gonna turn her back on Erica? That's what I want to know.
at the
'Cause I,
reunion, it's gonna come at the reunion
yeah.
because she
You
got an
think
audience.
so?
She
Oh,
loves an audience. Um,
something is gonna happen. There's no way in the world Lisa
Are
Renna.
they already filming the
they're
reunion?
film and New York's reunion is postponed to like October. I don't know what happened. We'll talk about that later.
They
Like
I
said
don't know if they'll
somebody
do it.
got COVID.
no, that was Vicky from OC.
Oh,
There's virtual in New York.
Vicky
And
has COVID.
yeah,
Oh wow.
I wonder, are
Okay.
they trying to wait and then do it in person? Why are they doing
it
it?
could be they're trying to do it in person because New York's numbers could be high. And so they can.
They
But you
terrible. That show is terrible though.
No,
that's
it's
What they
not
gonna talk
usually
about?
terrible.
What
It's
they
not, and
gonna talk about?
I hear Bethany's coming back, so that'll help.
but
But
she's
that
no
She
show,
Betsy went
said
on.
she's
She said
not.
no. She went
She
oh,
on
she
said
Instagram.
confirmed that she's not.
Yeah, she
yeah.
said
Oh my
no.
She said
goodness.
that no.
And Dorit's
Let's
not
see.
coming back either. Okay, I'm
Who?
sorry. Dorit, not Dorit, but Dorinda.
I think
Oh,
Dorinda will be back. She'll be back.
I heard that all of them were
You,
offered. All of the white ladies were offered friend roles. The no,
Luann,
yeah,
Sonia, and Ramona. I heard that
yeah.
too.
That they were all offered,
The
and they
white ladies.
said
I love
all
them.
of them, how they are old white lady. I
well,
was like, I feel like I'm watching some broke down Golden Girls. They ain't even funny.
Oh,
At least the Golden Girls is fun. I love the Golden Girls, by the
I do
way.
too.
That's a good Sunday watch.
oh,
But Lisa R is the only one that hasn't really
oh
said
yeah,
too much.
Latoria, that's absolutely right. Lisa
Yeah,
will turn
yeah.
on her.
But
The minute it gets too hot.
but she talks in according to their lawyer for the victims and the widows
Uh
and
huh.
the children that she's the only one that talks in definitive terms.
Lisa does.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Yeah, that's how
that's
she's
the
gonna get
exact
deposed.
set of words that he used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said that, these other, you watching these other ladies, they're having conversations, but Lisa talks in definitive terms as if she knows something.
But like tonight, I think Aldi took. She was like, "Erica's not a liar. I've never known her
Mm,
to lie to me."
Mhm.
Like that right there.
yeah.
She
But
could be deposed because they've had some one-on-one conversations
what
and
do y'all
on the
think
show.
though? What do y'all think about this Richard telling so much
I don't know why
information?
he's
I,
doing that.
I mean, and he said, I think he says my he feels the people need. I don't know. I can't understand it. I mean, if he's really been hired to help those true victims, then why is he talking so much? I mean,
I didn't get. Yeah. Hmm.
everything he's saying could possibly, affect the outcome and somehow. I mean, that could give Erica's side ways to rebut anything that he's saying if there's any question. I don't know. It just seems like he's talking too much.
Well, I know
I
the
don't
last
trust
thing
him.
he posted was
She go ahead. I'm sorry.
the last thing that he posted was that they had a case against the LA Times or something, and the Times is
Um,
going to have to release. Normally they have like freedom of the press type things. They don't have to do their sources and all that. But
Hmm.
I think they just won something where they are going to have to show where they're getting some of this information from. So they are going after Erica with and Tom with everything they can. Like he is not playing with them. And
Yeah.
I don't know what happened if somebody in his family was a victim or he just feels bad for the victims, but he is on them.
I think the impression that I got is that I think that Erica was so blatantly hiding behind stuff. I don't think that what she's doing is subtle. I think it's because he believes, first of all, that this divorce is a scam
Hmm.
or this was a plan. Even if, regardless, if you think it was a plan, like, baby, you better run to the hills away from me as fast as possible, or I'm gonna put this money in your account. Don't
Right.
tell nobody. I don't know, which end. I don't think he cares. But he thinks that Tom is protecting her and she is protecting Tom. And just like Sutton said, it's not by accident that she's saying the exact same thing that Tom's lawyers are saying.
Yeah. Sutton ain't playing.
Yes,
And
I mean, she's correct on that. Like, they have concocted this story and they're laser focused on it. Now 4 or 5 now years ago when he
mhm.
had the accident and hit his skull, that somehow this is it has changed him.
That changed his mentality.
Him standing in front of actually saying to a judge that he don't have no money, that he wearing his wife's hand-me-downs, and like, this is too much. No,
It's
he
too.
literally said that.
Sutton said that she does not believe that this divorce is real. I mean, she has said stuff on camera that I
Let me
don't
Yeah,
know.
understand
most
your
people are
thoughts though. What is the benefit of that if let's just say what Sutton said is true, that Erica has talked to their lawyers and she is following the story the way she's been told to follow it based on what Tom has said. Um, let's say they're doing that so that they will have the money and they can live off of it or whatever. How can that turn out good for them? I mean, because they can't suddenly, the court case can't suddenly be over and they're out here spending and living some lavish lifestyle without something being said about that. So what would be the benefit of them doing that?
Oh, but she could if she disassociates herself from him legally. She would be no longer, once you're no longer legally bound to somebody, unless it's something that hasn't been settled, she's no longer bound to him. That's the reason why the lawyers are now suing her personally.
Yeah,
because
but if
they
they're
think.
planning this together, though, yeah, if they're planning it together, how can
Mhm.
it benefit them together? How is that going to work for
Because
the both of them?
she'll have
She'll have
something.
the money.
Tom might
To
not
give
have
to him?
anything.
Okay, so that's
Possibly,
my question. So
possibly.
Yeah,
somehow we're thinking that Erica and them are talking about this, they're agreeing to what's going to be said, and then when all this blows over, Tom, if you're alive, then I'll care for you based on what we've set up.
Yes,
Yeah, I
I
think.
think she
that's
still loves him.
exactly
Mm-hmm.
it, Callie. No,
Yeah,
seriously, I'm not being
yeah, yeah,
condescending. I believe that's exactly it. That
yeah. I
I
mean,
believe that he's trying, and that he could have been trying to help, quote unquote, her by saying, "It's time,
mm-hmm.
babe. You're gonna have to leave. Go on and whatever."
Right, right.
Yeah, and I think she still loves him. I mean, I think that she really, because not sometimes, even if he was abusive, sometimes that you fall in love with that. You know what I mean? And I
No,
feel like she still, and maybe she'll get from under his spell. You know what I
And
mean? But
maybe all of these other things that she was saying was a lie. So most of the time, when you're in these kind of relationships, you don't even know it. Like sometimes you're not even watching your own self. Somebody has to point it out. This is also a woman that was walking around like everything was perfection.
I know.
So, I'm not saying that she didn't know that he may have talked down to her, but a lot of times when you're in these situations, you don't even realize it. Somebody has to point it out to you, or
And I
you
don't
have to
think,
see it.
yeah, and I don't think he did it often in front of people, but I know he kind of slipped up sometimes in front of people and
I
talked
that
to her.
I don't even watch this, and I don't know if they did a flashback or what.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, first of all, it would not be surprising to me for a man of his age, his
Stature as
money,
well. Yeah.
him to think that she's his possession.
oh yeah, yeah.
I have no doubt that he probably felt that way. But if he was willing to do all of this for her, he probably loved her as well. So
Yeah,
now
she says
he is
she's an
abuse
Do you
victim.
believe she's an
Yeah.
abuse victim, Latoria?
Oh, yeah, sure. I know I do.
You think that she was abused, like verbally? I don't think physically, but
No,
I feel
she could.
like he had control over her because he had
Yeah,
the money.
right,
Mm-hmm.
and
I
she's
do feel
kind of
I
like
said
that.
agree.
that.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know. At this point, we're really guessing,
Yeah.
but I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't. If that would not surprise me.
Hmm.
If you said that he was manipulative and controlling and all of those things, that would not be surprising to me because
So, are we going to
he
have a court case? What's going to come of this? Are we just going to read stuff from Richard every week? Are they going to have to go to
according
court?
according to their lawyer, he doesn't think even time is going to have criminal consequences. That surprised me when he said that, but he actually said that.
That,
But
They're not
Latoria
going to
said it.
do it.
he's going to try to get everything from them. And at this point, it's a them, not just him.
Because in that
Because
thing, I don't think I got it or I did, but she said that the money was theirs. They are one. In
yeah,
her book, she said all this. I see the tax stuff, the IRS stuff is not his money, it's our money. The money is ours. So
yeah,
it's them. I mean, that's why I said with her trying to do this level of perfection, trying to feel like that he sit down with her all the time, that she knows so much about the law, that she could be a lawyer, that she
mm,
knows all these judges. I mean, like she's saying all this stuff out of her mouth. And
mm,
so her trying to pretend to be something that she's not, if she's not, because what she's
mm,
saying now, she's not, that's messed her up.
mm,
And that's why
Well,
I
when
said
she was saying that, though, when she was saying that, she didn't know that Tom was out scamming everybody or that he was about to get busted.
I understand that. I can see that too. But if he was
Mm-hmm.
such a horrible person, she's like, he's a good man. He's a this. Look at his mind. He's so strong. His mind is so smart. He's great at
mm,
storytelling. Like she
Mm-hmm.
said all
mm,
this stuff about him. And this is when he
Yeah.
was supposed to be going through the dementification of stuff. And it's coming back to bite her.
mm. Yeah,
And
yeah,
then she put up that he hit his head. He was unconscious for 12 hours. He rolled down the cliff. Like she's trying to put on this thing where that's why he cheated these people because his mind wasn't all there. But I'm thinking your mind got to be there if you were able to do this scam for this long. Like somebody's mind is there. If it's not his, it's
A
somebody
strong
else's.
checkbook.
Oh,
mm,
yeah, I think she was lying in the book. She had to be lying in that book. If because what she's saying now contradicts what's in the book.
Mhm.
What did Doris said? The diametrical opposite or whatever she said
She
of what
did.
we did
And
in.
that's the truth. Like, yeah, that's definitely, and that's what makes it unbelievable. Usually somebody knows. Even if
Dorisha
it's
needs to
your,
shut up.
But how's
She's
he
a
able to
normal
keep this
person.
lady that was on the bed in the Playboy Mansion with her legs
with her
crossed
legs crossed, laying on the
away
bed
from
like she
her so
reading a
long?
right on magazine.
If he was so dementified, you gonna forget your girlfriends. Like there's just no way that this man could be this and also this. I mean, he got to be off sometime.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't think neither one of them will go to jail. I do agree that she needs to shut up. I don't think that Sutton is the only person who needs to be getting all this from her. And I feel like Garcelle needs to speak up. I Because I mean, she tried. She was like, "That's not what you
I
said
think
that night."
it looks like she was all but sitting on her hands. It
Yeah.
looked like Garcia was like,
Oh, that's a good question. What y'all think about this answer?
do y'all think she wasn't cheating herself? That's possible. They claim she
Who?
got a little boy toy.
Uh,
Oh, Erica? Well, yeah,
yeah,
which makes me think, is she, are we ever going to know where she's getting the money from?
and you know
Because she
that
hasn't
he's
been able
going.
to tell it.
And
That's
if
right,
it's
Kelly.
really true that she's living with Tom's friend, allegedly that's where she's living. Um, she's in for. I mean, they're gonna find all of this out.
You know he's the lawyer's looking into this because, and I don't know if I have the photo, but I'll find it and post it later. Where she has spent over $600,000 in legal fees, and she will not tell where the money's coming from
Right.
Already? She spent that much in legal
already,
fees?
and he
What
is
the heck is
looking.
costing $600,000?
I
If she
don't.
doesn't have any, if all she's doing is saying, I don't know where his money is at, then what the heck is she getting charged $600,000
She
for?
has been charged that. Yes.
Oh my
Maybe her
God.
lawyer's expensive. You know, she got to have the top one. His hourly rate probably ain't no joke.
About $1,000
It's probably,
of of 15 minutes.
yeah, and I think even if it's
Mhm.
less than an hour, they charge you for the hour. They don't prorate that
Right,
crap.
that's true.
So she has, but I don't know
That
where
is
the
a
money's
lot
coming.
of money for nothing. I mean,
And
for
Lisa
nothing.
Renna, yeah, Lisa Renna has said, I don't know where she's getting it from. She won't tell me where she's getting all the money. She said that to where she's getting all the money from to live in this house, to pay for her lawyer, to buy her Range Rover.
That's why I said that girl. It's something. It's something going on that we don't know. It don't look good. It just don't.
I mean, I don't want her to go to jail. I don't. I've said that several times. I really don't think she knew about everything, but now she does. I just
You
want her
certainly do now.
I just want her to not. I mean, I understand your life is not what it used to be, but the way she's acting is like
She's trying to do everything to hold on to it. That's
yeah,
really the reality. Somebody, when Andy had asked about questions for
yeah,
this, somebody said, "Ask her if I broke into. Ask Lisa if I
Kyle.
broke in her. Oh, was it Kyle? If I
Yeah,
broke in her house and stole her designer bags and gave it to somebody for a gift. Can they keep it?"
can they keep it? Would that be? But yeah, do y'all think Tom felt? Well, I mean, mm, I think he enjoyed being on the show too because he did like to be in the limelight, even though he was kind of in the back of it all. He really wasn't on camera. He
Yeah,
liked that
you're
his
right.
wife
He
was
is
on
supposed to
TV
be
and
on the
showing
show.
off their wealth.
I know he
So,
You know what?
regretted
She
that.
could think, Tom could think it's Erica's fault.
but he probably does.
You
But at
think
the same
so?
time, all he had to do was say, no, Erica, don't go on there. But
Yeah,
he was being greedy at that time and thought that that would help her Erica Jane persona blow up. And
I
then,
yeah. Hmm.
that didn't happen.
I think he thought that she would get because I think he did invest some of this money that he stole from people into her, and he felt like if she got on this show, maybe she would make enough to pay some of it back. And
You think so?
I mean, what else would you put on the show? Like maybe
I
she
have
would,
no idea.
she would get some more endorsement deals. She would write this book, and then, but it just was so much money. You just cannot, because it wasn't like $100 million. What did y'all see that?
Yeah.
He owes all these people money. He owes his people who work for him money. Like he owes so much money. There's no way. Yeah, they had two planes, not just one. They had two planes.
Did they sell both of them?
They said they're going to sell both of them. I think they're the house where are they at? La Quinta. I think that one's up for sale. The Pasadena house is for sale. I don't know how many other houses that he has, but I don't know if they'll ever be able to pay these people back. Do I have anything else?
Mm.
Cal said Sutton was two-faced. Oh, she made me mad. It
Who?
was something about Cal at that dinner, and I didn't like the way she was acting towards Sutton. She called her two-faced. She acted like nobody else said anything but her. And I felt like, and she was getting, man, when I say you go on her Twitter page, they are wearing her out. Do you hear me? Wearing
Really?
her out. Yes. And another thing somebody was saying was like when Garcelle said F you, F you, F you to Dorit, Cal's face expression was like, but when Erika does it, she doesn't make any faces. Like she's just,
Mm.
you know what I mean? So it's like they
Mm-hmm.
protect each other, but when Garcelle did it, was like so appalling or so shocking.
Mm.
Yes, she did, and that's true. She did talk about her own sister like a dog. I mean, she stole her sister's house supposedly. Her and Kathy ain't talked for
I
years.
need somebody to explain that to me. What was somebody? I don't know if y'all want to go on chatter up if y'all know the detail. I didn't understand
Yeah, explain that
that
because I
story because it seems like they were saying that the mother
Turn light off, Mama.
that they
Oh,
take the
sorry.
mother's story or something.
Thank you.
oh, the American Woman.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. So she did a TV show. It didn't last even a season. And it was supposed to be about their life. It didn't. Nobody watched it. Them growing up, and the sisters did not want it. They boycotted it. They was like, "Do not do the show about our mom." You know what I mean? And she did it anyway. And so that's when they all kind of fell out. But she fell out with her sister Kim, who's not on the show now. She was on the show first season, um, because Kim was on a drunk, and I think some kind of way she had a house, and during her little drunken state, she took advantage of her, and she gave her the house, and so she told her she stole the house, and
That's
so
why they didn't talk for 10 years.
her and Kathy
Mm-hmm.
didn't. Yeah, they were.
But
Yeah.
I had somebody had also said that
Them fighting words. Them fighting
Oh, but then
words.
he took the
Go in
Mauricio
house.
started his own firm, and so
Mm-hmm.
he was at, I guess the Hiltons must have like a real estate firm. He
Yeah,
worked
they
for them,
do.
and then he took some of their clients and started his own.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they've got into it about that too.
They
okay.
did, and he got sued by a lot of people.
Yeah, he's
Um.
been sued too.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? She didn't, and that's you right, Joy. She never let them bring that up on the show. Cal was like, "You're not going to talk about this about my husband. We're not going to talk about
Yeah.
it."
Mm-hmm.
She did not.
You can pick and choose what you want to talk about. I'll give you an example. Wendy could have handled even that Giselle situation in such a way, I would have made it embarrassing.
Oh,
Like it wouldn't even like you can pick and choose what even when scandal comes your way, you
hmm
can pick and choose how what you talk about and how you handle it. Had she went to Giselle and said, "You think I'm cursed?"
yeah. The article said I was cursed.
No, seriously. I would ask her, "Do you think I'm cursed? You think my bloodline is cursed?"
Right.
On its face, that article was ridiculous. You, as a person, you would talk
Latoria.
about
No, that was
Eddie,
in the blogs.
huh?
That's what she was saying. Her husband was cheating on her was in the blogs too. She said nothing about it. She made it no big deal. She made it. That's how Wendy should have handled that. You're right,
But
Latoria.
you know who did say something about it?
Who?
The snake LVP.
Oh, did she?
That's what
See, I
Brandy
didn't watch
said.
it when she was on there. But
Said,
my
did you
point is,
talking
Kyle didn't
about
make a
Portia,
big
honey? I
deal
know that
about
tip.
it.
But
Did she
anyway,
make
we'll
a
go
big
on.
deal about it?
No, she
It was
didn't.
probably glossed over because she didn't
It
give it
was.
light. You
LP
have to
was making a joke about
decide.
it, and she said there was he with his other girlfriend, and he was with his daughter Portia. I think that's their daughter's name. And then Brandy brought up the magazines, but they do bring up stuff, but they don't have to blow it out of proportion. Like that's why we watch the show. They bring up stupid crap, and we watch it. It's in the way you handle it.
Mhm.
And the way that Wendy's handling this is horrible. Are we done with Beverly Hills? Because I do want to show Wendy's new hair.
Yeah.
Have y'all
Mm-hmm.
seen it?
I
Her new
saw the
hair.
streaks of blonde, girl.
I
Yeah.
said,
When well, the picture you showed though, I wasn't sure if that was Wendy though. It didn't look like Wendy.
that's her.
Oh, well, that's also a filter. So I don't know
You
what she
know
looks
it.
like.
Don't get
You
off my
know
phone.
a lie. You
Oh,
It
know
Callie.
is a
a
filter.
lie, Callie.
Uh, she and Wendy's a beautiful
Woo,
girl.
girl, you
She's
are
a
not
beautiful
lying.
girl, but that's a filter. So I don't know what she really looks like. Okay,
I'm talking about her hair. Does the filter change your hair color? It could. I
it
guess.
can.
No, she showed it. If you look on her story, them doing it. It may be gone now.
She showed them doing her wig,
Like
installing
the
her wig.
wig. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I took a screenshot of that, but she said, yeah. So she moving to the blonde side. Why they all go blonde? Why are they doing that?
Well, some people think blonde is the way to
And then
go.
this right here, she's like, "We ain't hurting over here, baby. It's all good over here." And then
I
that's her
can't
pretty.
t- in the next scene, you crying up and when she talked to her husband, this is the craziest thing ever. So she didn't give us an authentic look into, I would have kind of, if Eddie was upset or was trying to comfort her, I could have been like, you know what, Giselle, that's jacked up.
Right.
This is a good guy. We don't even know that. We have no idea because everything that she puts out is so rehearsed. We have no idea who this guy is. I mean, from telling him what to write on a game,
Yeah.
you better not dare write no
Because
other
he was
person.
about to write another woman's name.
Right.
And
To
who was that on there where they was like she was cheating? Like they
Hmm.
were literally cheating. Who was on Watch What Happened Lives and said, I think it might was it Candace? She was literally telling her husband what to write. Wendy was.
Wendy is too controlling
Yeah.
for reality TV. You ain't Phaedra, and I hate to say it, that's just all I kept thinking about. And Phaedra is my girl. That was my girl, but she tried to control so much. It was so out of control. Where you and the one thing about Apollo is that he was not going to be contained.
Right, he couldn't.
He just wasn't going to be contained. Well, Eddie is going to be contained, but it's not going to fare well for you. You need to get off of reality. Giselle might have been a little right.
She was. If you can't take the criticism, then don't be on here. Because they dog Giselle and Ashley and Candace and even Karen in the blog sometimes. I mean, like, and they don't react the way that y'all do. She did anyway. So, but
You could
next week
try to
when
make
she's
this a
in there and
perfect
she talking
love
to her
story.
husband,
You could try to make this a perfect love story if you want to, and talk about what you had to do to marry you, girl. We don't know if you didn't drug the man and got pregnant or not because you're so controlling. We don't know. We have no idea who you and your personality to change so much. We
we
have
don't know who you
no
are.
idea who you and Eddie are.
So
Like
she need one more season, Latoria.
she
You think
need
she need
what?
one more
I
season?
want her. I mean, I like her. I
Like
like.
her
I
to come
want her
back.
to be on the show. I mean, she is a totally different person, but it's okay. It's just like having a new castmate. I like her still.
I like Wendy. I just don't like the way she's acting right now. And I pray
Yeah,
that she stops. Because I don't know if y'all watch those after shows, but she was
the
like,
comments are too positive.
I'm
People love
married.
this Wendy.
Yeah, yeah, some of them do like her, but some of them like you got to stop.
Hmm.
Like Giselle didn't say all this when she. I don't know. I'm gonna post that clip, but when she talks to Eddie, she makes it seem like Giselle started this rumor and she's
Yeah.
spreading it all over Potomac, and she never said what really happened. You know
Well,
what I
we
mean?
don't know what he told her because she wouldn't allow an authentic. That's why I was saying Wendy won't even
No,
allow.
they gonna show it in the sneak peek. She gonna go to the later at the house.
I
She
saw
telling
that.
us.
That's
Okay.
not authentic. That's rehearsed. That's her feeding Eddie what to say.
You know
She
what?
had her
So
turns ready and everything. No, I have not seen an authentic moment with her yet. I'm dead serious about that.
so you saying when they was on the phone and she would have sprung it up on him.
If
That's
she had brought that up
I
and
got
said,
you.
"Look, Eddie, such," and whatever his response was, but she couldn't do that because she needed to control the narrative,
That's true.
and
She did, yeah.
she's trying to control a narrative, and it's to the point where not. And now I want you to go back and think about this. She's only been to her house once. And the time that she went to the house is when her and Eddie was discussing how to get how to start a business.
You
Mm.
talking about
How
Karen's
often?
house?
Yeah, no. at their house.
Yeah.
And it was just her and Eddie.
Oh, you saying we've only been to their house? I
Yeah.
got. Yeah.
That how now that we know that that business has been in place for a whole year and a half or over a year at this point, and before filming, how authentic was that scene? Was she being authentic when she was talking in third person as Zen Win?
No,
And how much time you have today, TikTok?
I just looked at
Like
my watch. I got time
seriously,
today
she is up.
from a rap song.
She
I'm just
is
gonna
the
tell
most.
y'all that wasn't even hers.
She's
Like that wasn't even hers. Karen didn't even get her that because I feel like Karen gave her some of the stuff she said, but I really just
not authentic at
I hope
all.
I hope that the storyline of her against Giselle is not gonna be the whole time because I'm over it. Now, Ashley's gonna have a lot of people mad at her next week because
Wow.
she called Candace called Ash. Candace is gonna be people gonna be mad at
Oh,
Candace
wide
and she
body.
called her a wide body ass. And I'm like, Ashley is not even wide. Like, what you talking about? But we shall see. And then she spoke to her husband. So damn.
Well, that's her though. Her voice. I mean, look,
Mm-hmm.
there were times when I'm not gonna lie and say I didn't like Candace, but the way she talked to him even before they got married, all I could say is it wouldn't have been a brother. That's why she married him.
Yeah.
It.
That's the
I
truth.
hate to say it, but
Oh,
Very
then I
that
want to
was
true.
show y'all
her.
this. Oh, she look cute. Who is that?
Fallon.
The 6 month pregnant
She look cute.
Fallon. She is. Well, I mean, I'll be glowing too if I got pregnant by my young
Young buck.
Cuddy
Honey, she
buddy.
got a young buck.
Cuddy buddy. What do they call? A
Young
sneaky
buck.
link. If I done got married to my little young sneaky link that I just bought him a car and taking care of him and my other 4 children.
Yeah, are you talking about when she called her wide body, whatever? But no,
Who?
even in the clip, Giselle was like, "But she not wide or something." If you could see it, and Portia was. I just can't get over it. Candace saying that to her, but she said it's more to the story. We'll see what happens. But
Candace has a bone to pick with her because of last season.
mm-hmm.
Because she feels like, and I mean, I agree with her in that regard, that Candace, I mean, of all people, Ashley did not have to get involved with that case.
She didn't.
And really, what's her name was wrong for even asking her. But
Yeah,
I feel like she felt obligated. I still believe she felt obligated because Monique helped her out with that basement situation.
Oh, and I'm gonna need y'all to go look at
Mm-hmm.
the binder tales because somebody says that is where I'm not gonna watch it, but that is where Monique tells on herself about the rumor with Wendy and Eddie.
Well, they said that
What?
one of a former, they said, okay, yeah. I need to see that too. Let me know. I ain't watching. I ain't
I'm
giving
not
her no
watching it
review.
either, but they said that's where it came. That some of it came. That's how you know it's her
There
because she
is
mentioned it in the binder tales.
the
That's how you
blog.
know what's her. What's
That's
how you
the
know?
one that leaked it to the blog supposedly about Wendy and
Giselle or
Eddie.
Monique?
Monique,
Monique linked it to the blogs? Is that what you're
allegedly.
saying? Oh my goodness. Is this in binder 1, 2, or 3? I need to go
I
check
didn't
it out.
watch it.
I didn't
All
watch
right.
it, but I know that the blog that originally reported this rumor also was very clear and said that a former
Okay.
castmate leaked the story, and the person under somebody underneath it said it was probably Giselle or Robin, and the blog said it was not them. It was a former. They repeated it again.
Former, yeah. And
I
we know
told
it
you,
ain't
Bink.
Katie. Who else is former? We know it ain't Sharice.
Right. It was Sharice, Katie, or and none of them knew her.
Yeah.
They weren't even on the show when she was there. The
So,
only one that would even know her that was on the show would have been Monique.
but they said it's in binder tales. I don't know if it's true. I didn't watch it. So if somebody knows if that's true, let us know which one. Send us a clip because I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, show me the clip. I'd rather stick my
I'm not.
pins in my eyes than watch that mess. But I might be watching it.
So we got anything else, ladies? I'm looking forward to How many dinners are they gonna fight on? I guess that's where everybody fight on the
I was
dinner and
just
the
gonna say,
vacation.
I said every episode they have a dinner.
Every
This is
episode.
the non-eatingest group of golden girls I
Right.
ever
The
seen.
only people who eat are Cal,
And
Erica eats,
well,
and Garcelle. And Crystal kind of eats a little bit. But nobody else, and I don't know if Sutton eat. I don't really pay her no attention.
she don't eat either.
Can I just
But
point
wait
out?
a minute. When I
Do
was
you guys
watching
go
I
ahead?
was watching it, my husband had walked behind when he had came in the room, and yeah, I remember when Sutton was upstairs showing Kyle or somebody
And
her
them little
house.
shorts. And them little
He said, "What's wrong with her leg?" Oh, I'm like, I
Your
Ooh, I
husband is
was
my
like,
spirit girl. And she walked up in
I quit. I'm not even saying nothing else for the rest of the day.
when I saw it, Joy, but I didn't want to say it. It was like SpongeBob SquarePants. I was like, what is up with her shape? And I don't like to talk about people's shape. I was like, I guess you could get you a
I
rich
didn't even
white
say that. I was just repeating it, but when he was saying what's wrong with her legs, I was like, she got little
like
bitty
to get a rich
legs.
white man because Sutton is like, and her husband is rich, or maybe no, they weren't rich because she said they built it from the ground up. Then she said that to Erika. So yeah.
Let me ask you this: do y'all know if Kathy Hilton did she marry him? Was he already the Hilton guy, or was he, or did they build? Because they've been married like forever.
Forever.
No, I think he was already the Hilton guy, but not because of him. It's because they inherited that from his family. His
Okay.
grandfather.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Okay, I got you.
So he was already rich.
He was already in that. Yeah, his grandfather or great grandfather started.
And Kathy them was kind of rich because
I was
they
just
kind of
gonna
acted.
say, which one of those three sisters were the most successful?
Kim was the
Paris. Oh, you mean those three? I was thinking of Paris and Nicole.
Yeah, I know Paris is the most successful of the line.
Kim did the most shows, the most TV.
What did she do that was like really popular?
Something about Witch Mountain.
Yes, I don't know what that is. And it's so funny because when they show the clips, she looks the same.
Yes, she does.
Yep, Kim looks the same. You can clearly look and see, yep, that's Kim. And then Kaya was on My Little
House on the Prairie. I saw that.
Yeah, I think she was too. But I think they did a lot of little movies made for TV type stuff. And Kathy is not their, I think it's Cal and Kim 100% sisters, and then Kathy has a different daddy. It's something like that. Like she's not their sister.
I think the mother was married 4 times. Yes, I don't think Kathy has the same dad as Kyle. I don't know if Kim has the same. So I know Kathy is older. Who's older between Kyle and Kim? Yeah, I don't know.
If you look by face,
I think Kim is the oldest.
It's the oldest because she ain't had all them surgeries. So you don't know.
Okay.
Kim?
So we have to look that up. Who knows? We can look that up.
I don't know who's old.
But Kathy's the oldest because she's named after the mom. I think the mom named Kathy because they call her Little Kathy and Big Kathy.
Okay.
Yeah. So do we have anything else, ladies?
No, that's it.
Is Love and Marriage Hip Hop coming on Sunday?
Love and Marriage Hip Hop.
What is it called, y'all? Love and Marriage.
Love and Marriage Hip Hop. And what's crazy, I knew exactly what you was talking about. I
watch that because I say that every week. I'm gonna watch it. It's something in my spirit that want me to watch it. Love and Marriage.
It's terrible. I watch it. It ain't.
I haven't watched that.
I wish we could talk about that. That show was good. Jesus Christ, it was good. But so Love and Marriage, Huntsville. We'll talk about that Sunday. And did we
talk about Wendy, the after the show? There's a clip going around of Wendy going off on Giselle.
We didn't talk about it, but that clip kind of upset me.
Did we see the clip? Y'all have it?
Yeah.
We can't show it because remember they'll cut our video thing.
No, but do you have it? Do you
I have
send a message?
I'll post it.
Okay. Yeah, it's crazy because it's the clip of the after the show, and Wendy is doing the after the show with
Candace.
With Candace. And Candace seems like she's in agreement. And somehow they're going with the narrative that Giselle really did say weak
bitch.
Female dog.
Yeah, because she said, go ahead.
and she proceeds to go off again on Giselle as if she really did say that. And all I kept saying is, no, a weak B at this point would be the person that will sit up there and say all of those things to their girl and then go and cry in Karen's arms and wouldn't even call the man your man and tell the man who you love so much what's going on.
Not on camera anyway. Not until you talk to
That's
him about
insane to me.
She was really like, and I'm gonna tell you what a week really is, a week B. And then she goes into this, you stay with your man, you got a man who cheat on you. Like, she goes into this, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, do you know half the women who watch their husbands or boyfriends probably have cheated on them and they've gone back to them? You know that half the housewives who are your counterparts have been with men and they go back to them? Like, you cannot continue to say this about people. You just cannot.
What's the narrative? Why is it a narrative to continue to say because somebody don't have somebody that they're miserable? Do you know how many married people I know that's miserable?
Me too.
Exactly.
A whole bunch of miserable married
I'm
people.
serious.
Don't you just leave? Like, marriage is just not. Just leave. I would not stand nothing and be that miserable. And just because you're married don't mean you happy. Just because you got his last name don't mean he wants you to have it. Like, it's not always roses. And I really don't want anything to happen to her marriage. But you cannot talk about that and call somebody weak, because if it does happen in your marriage and you stay, can you say? Because you don't call these other people these other names. So I always say,
I be careful. I be really careful about stuff like that, because I do believe that things come back to you in public ways when you. I just don't get it. I just don't understand the narrative. Like, they keep saying, and it's not just Wendy. I'm talking like people in these groups.
I know,
with this miserable. And I'm like, what about her life has she displayed to say that she's miserable?
But I'm gonna tell you, the people who are saying this probably done went back to a man several times. Like, they are big bad bullies and stuff on the computer, but they know they probably living in a house with a man who don't love them. And they trying to say that Giselle is miserable because they are. Like, you project what you feel onto her. It's miserable about her. I said, do y'all follow her on Instagram? Do you follow her? Like, thoughts with her? They're like, kids don't even like her. They don't even like their daddy. I'm like, do you see them together? They go.
I'm like, miserable is sitting on Twitter all day, tweeting back into negative tweets. That would be Karen. That would be Wendy. That would even be Candace.
Yeah, but Candace not serious. Yeah,
she's a little better, but she
Mia go in too, though.
I understand why she is.
Yeah,
because this is her first season. But you have to decide. Like, I know that it's easier said than done, because I remember Saturday Night Live clip that Glenn Close was on, and her son had given her a computer, a laptop, or an iPad or something. And this is a clip, and he was telling her to read some of these like reviews in her latest movie. It was so funny because at first it was making her feel better because she got a bunch of positive work.
Yeah.
By the end of that clip, she wanted to kill herself.
And you can't read it. You can't read that kind of stuff.
You cannot read that kind of stuff.
What do you agree about another word for crumble and fall apart is weak? It is. I mean, you're weak at this moment, but that doesn't make you a weak bitch. I mean, you have weak parts of your life where you're not going to be strong all the time. So if you're going to crumble, we crumble at other stuff. We are weak at some times, but that doesn't make you a weak bitch.
Let's be very clear. She was also very clear about this wasn't a generalization she was making. She specifically said, let's talk about what she actually said. If you're going to crumble every time you get some information, maybe you shouldn't be a part of this group. That doesn't mean that every facet of yourself makes you a weak being.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that.
And you know that there is a difference between saying, girls, it's going to crumble, and calling somebody a weak, which could be a trigger word, and a female dog.
Yes, it is.
So it's totally different. One is offensive, and one is going around as a nice, nasty way of saying, girl, this ain't for you.
Okay,
And
so I'm gonna skip a little bit because she said and then I'm gonna go back to that.
go back.
Why say that? Why put that out so it can be a thought? Because it's true.
It's true.
It's true. If you want on a reality TV show, reality TV ain't for everybody.
You
If you
know?
on this show, you have to be ready for some ridicule, for some lies, for some blogs, for some gossip, for us to bring up stuff and not want to be so upset where you like everything you gonna do is gonna crumble. You turn the ceiling. You cannot be on this show. You know what I
And
mean?
she didn't wasn't just hearing these rumors that day. She
I
had
have
heard them months
7 months
ago.
ago.
I
Yeah.
mean, real talk.
Mhm.
Even
Mm.
Wendy admits that when the rumors came out, Robin called her and told her. So
I
this
have
wasn't new information, but she was crying as if it was.
she
I
tweeted all
really
about
hate that
the
we
tea.
get that information. I hate
She,
that we get all this
yeah,
information that
she
we.
tweeted all about
Yeah,
the tea and was like, when they got into trouble and was like, see the blog that lied on me,
yeah,
such. Now look at what's going on with you. And then the Monica, whoever on all about the
Mm-mm.
tea called her bitch shut up or something like they went back
yeah.
and forth. So she knew about that was in July.
Correct.
So she knew about all this. So
So I
whatever.
mean, and look, Giselle. Even
I
if you
don't think
wanted to
that's
call her out to say that this wasn't the group for her, she could have argued and said, "How dare you say, this isn't the group for me?" She could have gone there about that. Don't go off on her about a narrative she actually didn't say. Wendy has every right to be there because she was chosen for a reason.
right.
So Wendy has every right to be on this show. And she has every right to respond however she wants to respond. Now, that don't mean that you won't get called out for it, but she has every right to respond, just like Giselle has every right to ignore her. But I just think that but to sit up there and to continue a narrative as if Giselle said that, it just shows just how disingenuous she is. There's nothing about Wendy that I've seen this season that's real.
And I
Like
don't think that she
nothing.
was trying to get her off the show. I don't think she was. I think she was just making a statement of if you can't handle this, then maybe this isn't for you because you don't want somebody popping off on you all the time or getting upset over this type of stuff.
And Wendy has presented that you can't bring nothing to her. You have to remember that same day, earlier that day, when they were at lunch, they were trying to bring something to her that was very normal. You are changing, Wendy. Something's different, Wendy.
Mm-hmm.
And she couldn't even take it like that. That wasn't facetious. That wasn't mean. Wendy, and that's why, right, 7 months ago, that's why, well, this was also filmed. The rumors came out in like December. The
December,
rumors
right?
came out like around the time that the reunion for last season was airing. It came out around that time. It could have, like, literally, it was like December.
It was. It was. I mean, all the people were doing shows about it. It was before we had our show, so we
Yeah.
didn't like. They were all talking about it. I was watching it, and I was sitting here like, we know it's not true. They was
It
like
was
she was a white lady
stupid. It was, to me,
and
it
all
was
this stuff.
stupid. Girl, I'm telling you, the second that line came in that said that girl's bloodline was cursed, I said, this is some bull. Like, you know what it sounded like? For real, for real. This sounded like her in-laws. That's
Did
what
that?
it sounded like. This sounded like her in-laws.
You think they taught what? Okay,
Absolutely.
if them asking
Absolutely.
Latoria, come on now. If your friends asking you questions, it's gonna tear up your self-esteem and self-confidence.
What tore up her self-esteem and self-confidence?
You think it was that
The
simple?
Eddie rumors. Then
Or the
wait a
question?
minute,
Girl,
wait a minute. I need to hear this. Because if you're saying
The order
wait a
of
minute, wait a minute.
everything. It was.
It was so bad, a girl didn't want to wear
the
cute
girl
clothes.
didn't
Okay, then how about this? Then
make sure
if
they
what
weren't.
you're saying is true, that these Eddie
What?
rumors tore up her confidence and self-esteem, then it proves Giselle's point. You all have just
Exactly.
proved Giselle's point that because these rumors are out here, she had to change. She felt like she had to completely change her face, her body, her attitude. Seriously, that would prove what Giselle said is true.
Okay,
If
what do you
that's
mean
what
the
you're
last
saying.
episode? What write exactly what you mean, Latoria? Because I want to make sure we're not
Saying the
misconstruing what
words
you
G said.
mean. Here's
What?
another question Latoria had about.
I want to know why
I
So
want to know why the church haven't said Jamal. That don't have nothing to do with her. That ain't that girl's husband.
But we don't
That
know
is
what the
not that
church has
girl's
set him down and
husband.
said.
And
G
if you
clearly
that's
alerted
his,
Michael
and
Spidey is
Giselle
miserable.
truly that girl, if you think that these preachers are single and are not having, girl, really, it wouldn't be a preacher in the pulpit.
and
Ever.
that's her husband still kind of sort of. So
It ain't no kind of sort of. They're
yeah,
not married.
right.
They're not married
But in the
legally.
eyes of
But
God,
in the
honey.
eyes of God, they still
Right.
married.
What I'm
That's
saying.
the only why.
They can still he can still probably do it with her and it be okay. That may be why they doing it like that.
She has displayed she is miserable by always. She's not though. That's just a narrative that you all keep repeating as if it's true. It don't make it though, because this is only this sixth season. She hasn't even been the center of most of the issues, and she's only bought 2 sets of gossip. And let's be clear, I can't. Y'all can keep saying this over and over again, but she didn't even bring the gossip about Monique to the show last year.
She didn't.
Yep.
She was asked about it by production in confessionals. Confessionals, the very first confessional wasn't even filmed until after the fight. Let me tell you how I know. Because if you watch the very first episode of last season, Giselle is in the same outfit with a ponytail up to the side. Mm-hmm. She is in that same outfit and ponytail to the side the day that she talks about the fight. So that means that their very first confessional was not filmed until after the fight. So and if you notice, nobody during the whole season nobody made those rumors the topic of their storyline except one person. Who was that?
And the cast photo wasn't shot until after the fight either. I don't know how they did that. So she's saying, no, this is what she's saying. She's not saying the rumors, Joy. She's saying that her saying her about not having substance. Is that what you mean? About and loose mess up her self-esteem?
That wasn't Giselle. That was Ashley Robert. And loose is not anything sexually. And for somebody that's college educated, knows that the very first definition of loose has nothing to do with sex. The first probably 3 or 4.
Yeah,
but that's the first thing people think of when you say that, especially
never even crossed my mind.
Especially about a female on a reality show.
That never even crossed my mind.
But we know that
there's nothing about her that would say loose, like she's never even displayed sex like
nothing
somebody else.
About her. Yeah, nothing about her. I agree with that. But when you are talking about females. When you are talking about females on these reality shows and somebody says loose, I do believe sex is the first thing they're thinking of.
Never even. The first thing that I thought when she said loose was uptight. The opposite of uptight is loose.
She's not as uptight.
Last year, she was uptight.
Yeah,
because she was. I'm Dr. Wendy. I'm Professor Wendy. I'm got 6 degrees and 4 degrees and all of that. She was uptight. She acted like she was stuck up. She was a voice of reason. So when she said loose, actually, I don't see anything wrong with that in the sense of she loosened up a little bit. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with that. Even if she has, the problem was the loosening was drastic.
Okay.
It was drastic.
So 2 episodes, she said something to Candace about her husband. What she say to Candace about him not working? She said something to Ashley about her husband. What did she say to Ashley?
She said directly to Ashley that Michael scares me a little bit. Is he okay? And she says, no, we're in a good place right now.
Okay. Okay, so
That
no.
has to be what she's talking about. Again, that wasn't gossip. She said that directly to
And
Ashley.
when you
When
say
she
Lisa
was
went,
talking about not working, that was directly to Candace. And he ain't working. He
He's
ain't been
working.
working, to be honest.
he's
He said
working.
he's
He said
still
his
doing his
favorite,
cooking. Yeah, he's still
Well, he's
doing his
doing, I
cooking
think he's doing, he may
gigs.
be doing catering. I heard he can cook too.
and he's doing cooking tutorials.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, okay.
She's asking
His
Ashley,
mom,
maybe.
her mother has the same concern, by the way.
Yeah, but
Well, of
she
course she
is,
does.
but she defended Michael on Watch What Happens Live. Giselle was like, because
Mhm.
Michael Rappaport was like, I don't trust Michael. He needs to, Ash needs to leave him. And she was like, why? Michael's doing good now. He's doing good.
Yeah.
So I think she was just checking on her friend. I don't think she was saying that to be messy to Ashley, but because they're real friends.
Yeah.
Maybe her and Wendy wasn't as real of a friend as she thought because it was too new.
Oh, just no way. She may have thought she was Wendy's friend, but Wendy proved she was not Giselle's friend like ever.
Mhm.
Because everything she said was sitting under the surface. I learned
Yep.
a long time ago. You want to know if how a person really feels about you? Get them mad.
Or drunk.
And that is so true. You get them
Get them
mad and
mad or
they'll get
drunk.
to yelling and screaming, and
Uh-huh.
every word they say tells exactly what they think of you, no
That's
matter
what's been
what you thought
sitting underneath the
before.
surface. I mean,
Hmm.
and she start talking nonsense like Giselle shouldn't even be you even handle that man around your daughter like he's
Hmm.
some
Yeah, that wasn't a
like
good.
I didn't even want to say that out loud. Like that
Yeah,
was
I didn't like
crazy to
that.
me. Like it's okay, so we can start talking about children now. So we can start talking about her daughter.
Mm-mm.
Is that
I
is
don't
that
think she should
okay?
have said that. And I
Yeah.
like Wendy. That was where she got me, the dragging up and down the hallway and
Yeah.
about him not being. But her and those after show things, I didn't even post them because I felt like she was just so negative, so dark. And I don't want Potomac to be dark and negative like that this time. So I didn't post them, but I
I, do,
will.
I I don't watch it. I'm gonna have to start watching that.
Yeah,
I
I'll
I
don't.
send them
watched
to
the
you. I got all of them.
Yeah,
I
they're
think I
really
do
good.
remember
I'm
that though.
waiting on the after show. Go
After the
ahead.
whole Monique fight, we were. They said within 5 minutes, here come Monique, and everything changed. She kind of sent everything down in the gutter, and I think a lot of us were expecting this season to be totally different.
Yeah.
And it's not exactly where it was, but I mean, some people are questioning if it's not going down the drain based on how Wendy's acting. But I don't know. Wendy is she's just handling her situation the way she handles it. It doesn't mean that it's
Yeah.
going back to the gutter, I guess. It definitely was in the gutter last season. And,
Yeah, I don't think it's as dark, but it was just the way that she was responding to some of the stuff. Even if she knew Mia lied about that weak comment, she
hmm
still
She needs
went
to mind
into it.
her bit. Now that's a whole. Now see, now first of all, we're still talking about people's men.
G need to
If
mind
you
her
want to
business
say
for
she needs to mind her own business, that's a legitimate conversation.
not having a
But
man.
let's be crystal clear, Latoria. If we want to play,
Turn that
let's play a game. Let's pretend just for 2 seconds that
Uh-oh.
Giselle wasn't on her this season at all. That Giselle Bryan didn't exist. Tell me what we'd be talking about.
Ray and Karen's wedding. That's what we'd be talking about.
Oh,
The thing that don't nobody want to talk about.
Okay. Say
You
whatever
know what
you
I mean?
want. And I always think that Giselle says things, and you could tell when she cares about somebody. Because when she went to Ashley and say, Michael scares me, such, she allowed her to explain and say, no, we're in a good place. Oh, okay, good. Move on. You
Yeah,
can tell when she cares about
you
somebody.
can tell when she cares.
Hmm.
I'm telling you, Giselle has an assignment. She does it, she executes, and she moves on. She didn't act like a dog with a bone.
You could tell
Hmm.
she cared about Robin because she pulled Robin to the side. They went upstairs. They ate their little pedophores. They talked
Now,
about
I didn't like her
Robin.
conversation with Robin. I didn't
I,
like it. But
I didn't even.
I think that that's her warped mind. I don't think she
Yeah.
realizes that this isn't a snap out of it situation.
Yeah, she doesn't know it
She had
yet.
already brought it up. She had already brought the conversation up. Um, in the group previously. Before she took her outside, she brought it up and said, and that doesn't motivate you to change. Didn't she talk about it at a dinner or something
Yeah,
before she put
but
it out? Yeah.
Robin brought it up, but
Okay.
she went on, and she kind of
Oh,
said,
Robin brought it.
yeah,
Okay.
yes, Robin brought it up, and she
Okay.
actually said, Juan said it was a turn off.
So here's the
And then
things we
she
want
was
to talk
like,
about.
she said, well, what did you change?
Candace's
Did it
career.
motivate you to change? And she was like, no. She was like, no, you can't do that. Da da da. I don't think Giselle, but that was in her. And I like you. Yeah, I know I like Giselle. I don't think that's what she said to her friend, even when she pulled her to the side, was appropriate for somebody that is
Going through
depressed.
depression. And
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm gonna say this. A lot of times we don't understand depression in our community. Like we just feel
Yeah,
like we got to get up, get out the bed, and go.
right.
And so hopefully that's they could focus on that this season. That it's okay not to be okay and to go get help. So I
Exactly.
hope,
And that was one of the good things that Robin did say, that she was going to at
Mm-hmm.
least try to find a life coach, somebody that
yeah,
could guide her through. So she was getting some help. And she talked a little bit about it in a piece, PSA or something.
yeah, she
That's
does
like
it.
a little thing going around. So,
It's
I
going
mean,
around. Better health is what it's
yeah,
called.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
So this is what we could
I'll say
go ahead.
this, and this we've already been in here a long time, so I'm not trying to open up a whole another conversation. But when you think about getting help, and I'm glad that Robin did it, and she's asking people or letting them know that they too can get it, etc.
Hmm.
I think, just my opinion, the reason that a lot of people don't go to, okay, it's really, this is the reason why I don't go. I've been before. I don't get it because, and I know that this is, if only we had more time, Joy, because I know you would probably have some good responses to how I feel about it. But all I got out of it was sitting down talking to somebody about my business. I could just talk to myself. I never felt like going to, it's true. I never felt like going to speak with a stranger to tell them what's going on inside of my mind has ever been helpful. And I've only been 3 times in my life.
So so
And
did they ever
I
give you like the
didn't,
tools or little
of course.
assignments to do to kind of
Yeah. But it's like, what was the purpose?
I
Yeah,
haven't.
I just don't. I think
I
that I wonder if other people don't go for the same reasons I don't go. I just get no
I've never
benefit in
been.
telling a complete stranger
Right.
my secrets.
Yeah. I
I
have
would
never
have
been.
to know
Oh,
a little bit about that stranger. Like, it can't be some random person, because there's just so many like twists and turns to
let me
me
see. Exactly,
that
Latoya.
you would almost have to know a little bit something about me.
Right.
And do you understand
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like, it's
yeah, I do, I
even if
do.
I
But
laid
think
off,
about
yeah.
it. When I went, this is when I was still. This was before I retired. But anyway, when I have gone before, yeah, I went where my insurance covered, right? So they didn't
Hmm.
know
Okay.
me. And a
Yeah.
lot of people that work every day, they go where the insurance covers.
Right.
It
So it
just was a
oh.
complete waste of time. A
So it
complete
could
waste
be
of
that not a
time.
good therapist. Have could because sometimes people, say I go to this person, they work for me, and you kind of get a referral or something.
Hmm.
I've never been to
Hmm.
therapy.
Hmm.
Um, I'm like my own little therapist because I would talk myself into something and talk myself out. But I
Hmm.
do. I hope that if I ever am in a situation where I just can't get out of my own way, that I would
Yeah.
go try to talk to somebody, even if it is a friend. Because sometimes
Hmm.
they do know you better, but then you have to worry about them going and spreading your business. At least
I
with the
have
Exactly.
different
therapist,
friends for different things.
yeah.
I
So
explain
Hmm.
that to my daughter. There are certain girlfriends
Yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you're so close to that trying to get them to help you would be a waste of time.
mhm.
Right.
Because
Right.
if it's a man issue, I got a girlfriend, I can't tell her nothing because she's so team joy that she's not going to be balanced. You have to have a friend that's balanced. If
Right.
there's like work issues, you have different friends for different things.
But see,
Yeah.
that's
And
yeah. That's why I thought if you talk to them, they give you like assignments or reflection or
yeah,
something to find
Yeah.
the solution for
because
your problem. They
they
give you
don't
like
really give you answers. They
They
yeah,
want
they
you.
don't really
find
do.
an
It's a,
avenue to
Mhm.
go
yeah.
through so you can do it. But I
My
It's
don't
just
know.
mother's a
always been a
counselor though,
waste.
so
Is she? Well, that's good. Yeah. it was just always just a
They
way
used
to
to force me
time.
when I was a kid. I was forced to therapy.
Yeah.
Why?
Because when I remember, I told y'all a little bit about my growing up. I grew up with my
Yeah.
father. Yeah, well, I
Mhm.
didn't move into with my mother until I was 16, and she was a counselor. And there were just some things
Oh, that's
that this
sweet.
was the first time I was living with my
Yeah.
mother since I didn't even remember. So there were just things that we needed to iron out,
So you
and
went to counseling with her,
yeah, and there were
like,
conversations that we never had because,
Mm-hmm.
as my daddy used to say, she was a good time mama.
oh, she the fun mama.
She was the good time. So
Okay.
So
she would
did
always
it
show me a
work for
good
you?
time.
But
Huh?
did you do
You
the
feel like it worked?
individual
We did individual and
and
together.
together?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So Joy,
Did,
it sounds like do you feel like it worked?
We definitely had some conversations that I probably wouldn't have had until I was an adult.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
I mean, how many people can actually say what in the world would make a mother walk into a courtroom and give their child away? Like, why
Right.
was I that? What could I have possibly done to make like
Yeah.
a
So
crackhead want to keep a baby?
Right, they do.
yeah.
So
So,
that's why you should like Kenya. Look, we're gonna have a talk after this.
no,
Oh, no,
she told me why. I mean, we had a conversation. Like that was
yeah, yeah.
probably the biggest. That was probably the hardest question to
And I'm really scared
have
to try and send a
asked
kid though.
and for her to
You were
answer.
13? You were
Huh?
13 years old?
I was 16.
You were
You were
16.
16 when you moved in with her.
Wow.
Hmm.
And how old were you when you went to your dad?
I had to be like 2 or 3.
Oh, so you was a little
I
then.
was little, like, and I had heard the story
Yeah.
that they were getting divorced, and my um my father would admit later that
Okay. Nice.
Oh
he
wow.
only
Wow.
was custody only filed custody of me to tick my mama off.
See.
Really?
And
And
he
she
he
said,
would
"Take
admit
them."
he would admit that
Yeah.
later, and she called his bluff.
And yeah.
She
Well, I
called.
And so
don't know.
setting
So,
seeds there,
Allie,
if
can
you
I ask
start
you a
going to
question? And if you don't want to answer, you can say no.
uh-huh.
Did your counselor look like you?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh,
Have you tried to
Callie.
find one
Oh,
that looked
Callie.
like you?
No, no. I mean, because again, at that, I went through the ones provided through insurance at work.
Okay.
And so the three that I've been to, no, they weren't nothing like me. They were in another side of the world. And then something else that really kind of really irritated me about that, and I think about that for other people too, is when you don't go to an appointment, if you have a therapist appointment and you don't go, you've
Uh-huh.
been before, so that therapist knows whatever it is you are going through. But then when you no longer show up, they don't even call you.
They don't call to check on you?
No,
Yeah.
no,
Well, when you don't have a
no.
strong rapport with them, no, you're just another number.
Oh man.
Which solidified for me the reason that they're really worthless. I'm really just going to sit and tell you all of my business. You're not
Business.
going to do anything about it. You don't even want to pick up the phone and call and see, you okay? What's going
Yeah.
on? Come on back, or anything like that. So
Wow.
that's another reason I'm not really for therapists. I,
Maybe a life coach could be
Mhm.
better. And it's
yeah,
not a difference between a psychiatrist and a psychologist and a therapist. Like there's different levels, and I don't know what they are.
oh
But I
yeah,
think, if you need to find the person that's right for you, and you may have to go through a few people to
yeah.
Mhm.
find
I'm
the
done.
one that you
Too.
mesh
Mm-mm.
with. But if you
Look,
really are down, call me. I won't tell you to
It
be.
does make a difference, though, and I look.
yeah.
Therapy has
Oh, thank
been
you. Listen.
encouraged in my
Right.
family. My daughter sees somebody even in college.
Your
Um,
okay. Your young daughter doesn't though, right?
my no, my not my 13-year
Okay.
old. I have a
Yeah.
21-year-old. But yeah,
Right. Right.
she I encouraged it. Like
Oh
you could
yeah,
have, iron it out. Of course, I'm the problem with all her issues. I'm the
I'm
issue with
sure
all
it's
her.
you.
But whatever, she had one therapist, because the therapist she really, really liked had left the school. But she had one therapist that was so good. That was the one I think I liked. I think that was the one that left. Oh, she told me something. I was like, I wish now I call her because the things that, children want to blame you for, And, when you had these conversations, and I was the same way. I had a skewed view because my father married my stepmother. And I thought she was, girl, for years, the devil.
Oh.
And I didn't understand as a kid that you could not like somebody and love them at the same time.
Amen.
And it wouldn't be until I had my own child
Now look, I'm gonna tell
that
y'all
I
something.
really understood that. And
Yeah.
I say I spend every Mother's Day apologizing to my stepmother.
Do you really?
Like literally,
But at least
like
you figured
every
it out.
Mother's Day, I say something about, she taught me how to be a woman. She did. My mother just wasn't there. My stepmother, most of the things and I just didn't understand that at that time. I did not
We
understand
need to have a red table talk.
the
Okay.
influence that she had on me. And she didn't do everything right. She did a lot of things wrong, but she did what she knew.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do stuff to, and I learned this, that you cannot let your childhood trauma help you make your grown up decisions.
I say that all the time.
You would not do that.
And if you are an adult woman and still thinking the same way you did as a child,
yeah,
you need. I ain't gonna even go there because I don't know who's watching this. But let me just say this. I'm serious.
They need to hear it. They need.
Nah, I can't even go there, girl. I'll be like, I get about 50 phone calls for the end of this live. But I just don't. That's why I say that I spend every Mother's Day apologizing to her because
before you go there,
you can't still be 40 years old, 50 years old, thinking that your 13, 14, 15-year-old self was correct.
You can't.
You just can't. Because even when you see the things that I said to my stepmother, girl, I would be in jail if my daughter said them to me.
Right.
Because I just do. And she took it. She took it better than I could have. And at that time, I felt so justified in my behavior, but I was dead wrong. And it's things that has happened that I be embarrassed about. Like they mention things, I don't even want to talk about it. I thought that I was 16 when they happened. I'd be embarrassed, but I felt justified at that time.
I know. I told y'all sometimes I'm very calm and very easy, but when I get upset, I really do go to a place where after I'm done, I'm so embarrassed about it. Still, so as an adult, and I'm trying to work on it. So
I don't. As an adult, I'm a lot. I ain't gonna say I've never. I haven't gotten out of myself in so long.
It's been a while, but once I get there, it's over.
When I say so long, I'm talking maybe 15 years.
Oh, well,
I really try not to put myself in a situation where it's just not repairable.
Yeah.
The relationships that I have, regardless if they're family or friends, I cherish them because there are a few friendships that the Capricorn in me wouldn't repair, that I regret not repairing.
That's right.
Even when we've tried to repair them, it's just not the same.
What was that? Did you see that question I put there about a Capricorn?
Will drop you.
Will drop you in the dime.
Won't think nothing of you, but as you see children grow up and graduate, and you be like, "Dang, I was there when I gave her baby shower."
Right.
I was sitting with her, helping her nurse her. I remember when she got married. And I've watched these children grow up, and you're like, "Dang, I just can't believe all this time it went by. And we never got back to what we were."
Right.
So we need y'all to come up with some topics. We need like a pink table talk. Ours could be pink or whatever color, purple, whatever we want to do. We need to have.
I know we've been on here for 2 hours. Right. I knew I shouldn't have brought that up, but since we were talking about it,
yeah, I love that, Callie. We need to have some topics that people want to talk about, and we just have a talk. And because we're very honest people, like I mean, we just tell it like it is. We're not ashamed of
It's
anything.
therapy for me.
Yeah, we just
It's
like to
therapy.
talk
It's therapy. I don't. My story is my story. I don't
and
have a problem with it.
so are
You
y'all up for
know,
doing that one day,
sure,
ladies?
sure.
All right, so y'all send us some topics. We'll write down some topics and we'll just have an hour or so about just some pop culture, maybe
Like
some
we can
light
ever be done in
topics.
an hour.
Not us.
Hey, Lord have the mercy.
Look, Callie, I tried it, okay? But that's Latoria because you be in Facebook jail. I feel like that's why I can't make you no
Yeah.
group expert because Facebook like she gonna get in jail because
Good
I be
Lord.
trying. And so yeah. So
Yeah.
Latoria, you're gonna be part of our thing. We kind of get TT will probably be really good because me and her are like kind of polar opposites on a lot of stuff. So I would love people who are different to also do
Yeah.
it, not just with our
Okay.
minds. But yeah, so we can get some people to come on and we just all just kind of talk out some topics and I don't know when we'll do it. We'll set a date.
Okay.
Anything else, ladies? Sunday we will be on for what is it called? Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Look at this. This was so funny. We was talking about this.
I can't see it.
So, oh, I can't even
It
look
says
this up.
Germany.
Oh,
Pastor
this
Joel
is
something.
Pastor Joel Olsheen. All
Not old
Sheen.
thing.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
oh
It's
my
a
Wait a
different
goodness.
minute.
Not oil sheen. Y'all wrong.
girl.
Mm-mm.
Look
Mm-mm.
at what he say though. It's
Okay.
not
It's not
premarital
premarital
sex.
sex if you never it went off.
If you never get married.
So it's not
Mm-mm.
premarital.
That is so true.
What? Oh, scene. I'm gonna follow him on Twitter.
That is so
Yeah,
true.
before you have anything else before we get off, Callie, thanks for
Anthony,
bringing that up. It really opened my eyes to some stuff.
Girl, look at this
yeah.
baby. Look at Ashley, baby.
That
Oh,
baby is so adorable. But here's the question: who he look like?
you
Her,
said Tom.
that
Remember?
big old forehead. Her,
You look at it like her, okay?
he
Because I
looks
don't see
like
it
her.
yet.
What is that? What is those things?
Huh?
What are
Is that
those
a
apps?
jock
I mean,
strap?
emojis. I don't know
Is
them.
that? It looks
I
like
ain't
a
know what
jock
those
strap.
are
Is that
either.
Pinocchio? Oh,
Her.
that is Ashley.
Oh, oh,
Girl, get off.
no,
She
no.
Pinocchio. Is that what that is? Look
I
like the
ain't know.
nose is long. I can't tell. But anyway, so I guess we're gonna get off. Oh, follow us on what? Twitter. The devil for pastor. Oh, it's a
Okay.
devil. Shut up.
Mm.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Chatter Up page. Thank you all. We have grown so much. Did y'all see that what I sent y'all? How many people we've touched this week? I
Mm.
sent it in our
Mm-mm.
little thing. It's a lot.
Good.
So
That's good.
we've
That's
reached
good.
23,000 people and had over 11,000 engagements this week. So we
Mm.
are moving on up like the
And are they
Jeffersons.
scared to hit the like button?
I don't know why they don't hit the like button. They just, I don't know. So we need y'all to like and subscribe to our pages and our YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Are
share
we
our
long?
page
Are
more
we
than our
long
YouTube.
winded? Are we long winded?
Probably they probably
We need to cut
we
it
got
down.
the we
I
got
be
Dorit
saying
syndrome.
we were supposed to be cutting these down to 30 minutes.
and
We
we
on
don't make
two
these.
Okay.
hours and 7 minutes.
Mm-mm.
But I don't know. We get together, we just have fun. So y'all can cut off and come back. We can't help it. We like each other. Okay, we can't help it. But
Most most days when
most
Joy
of the
come back
time,
in.
until she tell me what
What
is
you
it,
say, Callie?
Nothing, ma'am. Nothing at all,
what
I
you
she
ma'am.
said
said something.
over
Snide.
myself.
Pick
What
a
she
finger. Pick a finger.
Pick
I
a
ain't say
finger.
nothing.
no,
I
you
would
told me something one day. What was it? Shoot.
pick a
Oh,
finger. I did say
Give
it.
it a rest or something.
Oh.
When
I'll
she
give it
when
a rest.
she was
Oh,
Erica
that's
Jane's best
talking about my
friend.
girl Erika Jane.
But now
Hmm.
she ain't Erica Jane's best friend. Now all the stories coming out. She just her friend. She's still a friend
Well,
though.
no, I'm still Team Erica. It's
You
just
are, that's
that,
what I said. You still a
yeah, she
friend.
went into survival mode.
Yeah. I understand. We still here for you, girl,
Joy
Erica. I still
ain't
like
moved
you.
her head. Look at Joy.
But anyway, I'm gonna pick a finger
All
and
right,
get
y'all.
off here. Y'all, thank y'all for watching.
All right,
Do
pick two
replays.
fingers and
Let us
peace
know what
out.
you like, what you don't like, and let us
Bye,
know some
bye,
topics you want
Latoya.
to talk about. All right? Y'all want to piece it out?
Peace.
Wait a minute. Nene is on as Dynasties as
She's on
Dominique.
Dynasty. Uh-huh.
Who's on
Nene.
Dynasty?
Nene.
Oh, that's her new job?
No, just a cameo. She's not gonna be on there
Oh,
forever.
okay. Okay. And so do y'all watch the new Dynasty? Bye bye. Let's
No,
see.
I
That's
don't.
what it